record right there. Walter.
I'm sorry.
Like, boom, we're live. Oh, dude. Oh my god.
What's up, YouTube? This is the Don 44, the bearded Wolverine, and Amazing Blue 20, who is hidden underneath the lion logo that we created today. We're here. We're going to do a mock draft for the Detroit Lions because we are all huge fans of the Detroit Lions. And we decided, I was like, hey guys, let's do this. I've been getting into football and more watching it and stuff, so I wanted to do this with my friends and my brother and go on with life. And yeah, let's do this. So, hi Josh, welcome to the stream, and let's get at it on this, guys. Who wants to go first with their mock draft?
Oh, dude, let's see some fucking beard. Excuse my language. Let's see bearded Wolverine's craziness here. Let's go with one of his.
Let's pull up the one that's like the one that's not gonna happen. Let's just get that out of the way quick.
That's the last one you sent me, right?
No. That's the one that's if Hutch will pull up. It's one that I literally said, hey, this is probably not gonna happen, and you said I'm not looking at them.
Yeah, so I don't know what one that is.
I just pull one of them off. Let's go with it.
Literally, it's the second one I sent you. So the first one I sent you was only the third round. The second one I sent you is one that's, yeah, that one's not gonna happen.
Do it.
I feel like this is
I don't know
not
what you
the
named
one.
him as. So.
Well, we'll see. I'm looking at them really quick. This one, I remember this one.
It's an A+ rating, overall rating.
Wow.
Blue, I don't know if you can see the mock draft, but I know Chat can.
Now, my guy.
I know Chat can see it because every draft of theirs is a mockery. Wow. Okay. All right. I
recently started to not be that.
Yeah, Brad Holmes is doing the Lord's work.
Oh yes,
the Lord's work over there. So. Cooch, walk us through what the fuck happened here.
So
yeah,
all right. So what happened here is I told you guys I was having a hard time getting it to where I can get Aiden Hutchinson with the second pick. It was like Jaguars taking him every time, no matter what would happen. So I made that slight changing to the sliders, to where it wasn't a needs situation. I literally brought it down one notch, and I got Aiden. I said okay. So once I got Aiden, I get down there and Sam Howell was still there. I was like, okay. I'm like, we could use a quarterback, and at the end of the first round, I'm okay with taking Sam Howell. So we go on to the second round. I was okay. We need defensive backs, and Daxton Hill here. This isn't just my bias situation. Daxton Hill is a good fill for us because we don't know if Okudah is gonna right? Yeah. Is it going to come back as a cornerback or as a safety? What was that?
Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your toes here.
No, you're good.
It literally just came out today that they said he's coming back at cornerback.
At cornerback, okay.
Yeah, that was at the combine. Dan Campbell answered that question that they plan on him.
I just seen it today though. But...
Right. No, I watched the media event of the combine, and Dan Campbell mentioned that when he was up there that they planned on him bringing him back.
Either way, I'm still good with taking Daxton Hill because he literally can play at any defensive back position.
Oh yeah.
He's great. He can fill, and like I said, if Okudah for some reason does have to take that step back and be like a Charles Woodson and play safety instead, Dax can step up and take slot, take regular cornerback, all of that. He can cover all of them, and that's why I think he's a great pick for the second round there. And then we get down to the third round here, and Treylon Burks. I think he's like 6'4" or something. I'm like, and he was predicted to go like 22nd pick. I was like, yeah, I'll take him. That's the perfect spot for us to needing a receiver and somebody having a red zone threat. And then we get farther in the third round here. We get Jordan Davis is still there, and I'm like, how is this even a possibility? So I was like, but there's no way I can pass him up when I get to that position. And then we get down and David Bell, another great receiver. Good to fill in, not really the red zone threat, but just a person that can split open the field. Chad Muma, I don't know much about him. I just know that he is predicted pretty high as a linebacker. He's actually predicted higher than Nakobe Dean in some situations. So he's going to be a good pickup. Nick Benito, what I liked about him is he's predicted to be a pretty fast defensive end. So I know we have needs at linebacker as well. So I think he could be one of those tweeners. He could play end or play linebacker, kind of like how Ajabo did for Michigan this year. And James Cook being there in the 7th round was really surprising. And I figured we could definitely not pass up on a back that could be like Delvin Cook, considering it's his brother. And then Boye Mafe, edge rusher. This guy blew it up in the Senior Bowl, and he did actually pretty decent from what I've seen in Combine. So him at the at the end of the 7th there, definitely huge pick, huge get. But again, I don't see any of this happening. I see a lot of these guys going, in the first 2 days. If everybody on this draft board isn't gone in the first 2 days, I'd be a little surprised actually.
I think Bell might be the one that realistically
might drop a little past that
5 because he ran. Like he's not. I don't know. I thought he was going to run a little faster than he did, but he ran a slow 40 and it's going to get overblown.
Yeah, Traylon's the same thing. He ran a slow 40 and he didn't have a great
first round. I think
he didn't have great combine numbers. He's only 6'2".
He's only 6'2"?
Nope. Yep.
I swear I picked him. I looked him up. It was like 6'4" when I hit the button.
I thought he was 6'3".
No, I pulled it up. I don't know if you guys can't see it.
Either way, he's built like a Deebo Samuel. Not that he'll be as good as Deebo, I don't think, but he's built like that and for
So that's the one person that I was seeing that people were saying is more like Deebo Samuel is Cardale something. Or I just saw it and now.
Not sure.
No, I'm looking at running backs, so I'm stupid. So hold on 1 second. Wandale Robinson from Kentucky.
Yeah, besides he's 5'8" and tiny.
I'm just saying the article I saw was that was what they were comparing him to.
Lions are actually linked to him a little bit.
So this draft that you have, right? Lights out. It's insane.
Oh yeah.
Like you said, never gonna happen. The only thing that I don't really like about it is that you took 3 edge rushers. What
Well, like I said, the Nick Benito one is more of a linebacker fill. Like he's 240, and he's got the speed. I was watching him in the combine. He's got the speed. He can definitely fill in and be more of an outside linebacker than being more of a edge rusher. So he was that tweener, that pick, and with him being in the 6th round, like that's. I figured that would not be a bad situation.
And I would have also been more curious about where Sam Howell or what quarterbacks were available later in the draft looking at this draft, because I'm not a huge fan of the Sam Howell at 32 either. I feel like you could have gotten a quarterback in the later rounds.
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to quarterbacks towards the later rounds. There really isn't any quarterbacks in this draft that I'm actually too fond of. Howell's one of the few of them that I would be willing to take here at like the end of the 1st or the beginning of the 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, the rest of them, like the one, and you'll see in some of my later drafts, I'll pick up Jake Cohn like at the end there, just to kind of have somebody that have a decent backup for when Goff gets hurt or whatever, something happens. Like that's, other than that, I don't think there's any good quarterbacks in this year. And I think that's the reason why we should hold on to Goff and keep going until maybe next year we get a better picking option.
I won't spoil it, but I got a QB guy. We're going to get to that later.
All right.
It's my guy.
Okay. Blue, did you have any more thoughts on this draft before we move on to the next one?
I really don't have a problem with any of it.
I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with any of this draft either.
There's actually been, even the 7th round, if you're getting Boye there, like, let's go.
I mean, there's absolutely no way Jordan Davis has fallen to the 3rd round.
No. It's insane that you took the how much this draft changed just by taking that one setting down, because Burks.
Well, the thing is, I made that change multiple. Yeah, I made that change multiple times, and this is the only time it fell to this. This crazy. Said I've never the whole time, and I did a bunch of these today because I was like, I would be making mistakes on my phone or whatever, and I'm like, but it never fell like this. This is the only time I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll save it and send it to B, but this is not a realistic option.
Interesting, definitely.
Yeah, the only thing that I would have done differently is swap out. Like, I know you said Benito was, like, you know, the tweener between linebacker and edge, but I would swap out one of the later edges for, like, an interior offensive lineman, just to, you know, because Blue and I were talking about this a couple days ago about, like, we need to get rid of Vitae, I think is his last name, or I think he's our right guard or left guard. He's our right guard.
He's the one we picked up from the Eagles, right?
Yeah, and he got a huge, massive contract from Quinn and Patricia. But if we, I looked it up, if we drop him before or after June 1st this year, we save like $7 million in cap space and take like a $1 million penalty this year and like a $3 million penalty next year. So it's not horrible to save the cap room from his contract, and I would think that we just move Evan Brown, who was our backup center, over to right guard and draft an interior offensive lineman to work behind him, because Evan Brown was the third rated center in the league last year, you know, taking place over the injured Frank Ragnow. So I feel like that would be the one thing I would change in this draft, is get some sort of offensive lineman in the later rounds to bring in there. Now, I don't really remember James Cook being much of a power back. I thought he was more of an elusive back. So
yeah, no, he is. He ran a faster combine than his brother did. So
no, he didn't.
He's more of elusive. Like, he's not, like I said, that pick was only because of the fact that he was there in the 7th. Like, that's the only reason. Other than that, I don't see him fitting in with us. But I'm like, I think he's better than some of the backs that we have. So there's no passing that up in the 7th round.
Okay. Sure. Oh, he did run a faster 40 than Dalvin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was the unofficial that wasn't faster. That's what I was going to say, because I was watching this and they said he wasn't faster.
Did you fall over, Blue? What's going on? What happened?
No, my cat is.
Oh, that's all that was on. I was like,
it's one of the cats.
Fucking popcorn all quiet, dude.
He's over there munching on popcorn.
Do white cheddar popcorn, you know.
There you go.
All right, so I'm gonna pull up my first mock draft, and this is a mock draft this is the one mock draft where I didn't make any trades. So this is my non-trade, just going with my gut and loving life.
Let's do that.
So this is my first mock draft, no trades, and what we could get.
While you're pulling that up, Josh does say you could try to pick up Bobby Wagner, and we did kind of talk about that.
I want Bobby Wags, dude. Bring him.
So
bring me Bobby Wags. Give me Bobby Wags. At the age of 30, he's number 3 in tackles in the league. I mean, that veteran presence over Trey Flowers or Michael Brockers. I would rather have that on the defensive side of our ball than
Trey's gonna be gone anyways, I think.
Oh yeah, Trey's gonna be gone, and they're gonna try to figure out a way to get rid of Brockers in his contract as well.
He wasn't signed very long, is he?
I don't remember his contract with the trade and stuff. But yeah, so this is my draft. So of course
you need to name this draft Big Ten.
And Georgia.
yeah, Big Ten and Georgia.
I mean, there's one Baylor guy in there, right?
One Baylor guy in there.
Let's just swap him out for a Big Ten guy.
So okay, so this is my first year. I bet.
No, it's fine.
I bet he tries to stay with Wilson.
I noticed it.
He'll probably go to the Chargers or the Broncos. Yeah.
I don't see him going with Detroit just because of the fact that I see him being 30 and wanting to win another championship.
Yeah,
I feel like you're not going to get that at the age of 30 in Detroit.
I feel like it was a shock to Seattle, right? But I feel like he asked the upper management to be let go because he didn't want to be a part of a rebuild. Yeah. So I don't see him coming to Detroit either.
Since we're talking about Seattle real quick, did you guys see the GIF that somebody made on it was NFL memes or whatever on the Facebook page, and it was the Castaway when he's in the water and then the Wilson's floating away, and they put Russell Wilson's head over the Wilson the ball, and it says so they over Tom Hanks. It says Seattle fans right now, and then it shows Wilson floating away. It's like Wilson.
I see they're shopping Lockett now too.
Ooh,
I don't think he's sport him, but
he's
the
too
Chiefs, old. That would be a sweet. The Chiefs,
huh?
Lockett to the Chiefs would be an awesome fit.
Why? Hold on, I just want to know why Lockett's too old.
I mean, he's what 30, 31 now.
He's 29
or 29. He's 29, going on 30. If going based off all of the conversations we've had about the Lions rebuild.
I gotta figure out how old he is. I don't remember him being that old.
Yeah, he's like 29.
Or he might be 28. He might have been 27.
Is it Tyler Lockett, right?
Yeah, he's late 20s, guaranteed. He's been there a while.
Yeah, I looked it up because I saw somebody say Lockett's on the trade block, bring him to Detroit, and people were saying no. He's and I'm just so going based off your logic and what you said multiple times. He's too old for our rebuild.
I mean, I'm not talking about Perez like a receiver, anyways. I'm talking about just as a return man. The guy's a fucking beast. I remember watching when he played for Kansas State.
Yeah. Okay. So, to my Big Ten draft here, of course, the main subject of most of the draft talks is Aiden going 1 or 2. He fell to me at 2 on this one, so I took him at 2. At 32, I've watching the combine, watching little bits of tape on, certain guys from the combine that I noticed or that I knew of. Jahan Dotson with his sure hands just makes me want to bring him to Detroit and, make that part of our lives and give us, a receiving threat to go with Amon-Ra St. Brown.
The Sun
God, and Josh Reynolds, who just re-signed with the Lions as well. Number 32, I went with since we're going with we're 34, round 2, 34. Since Dan Campbell did say that they were looking to add more 4-3 packages into our defense, I figured no problem bringing in Devontae Wyatt, who had a stellar combine and is a freak athlete at 300 some pounds, running as fast as he did and moving as well as he did in the drills. I feel like having him with a McNeil as the 2 defensive tackles would be stellar for a run defense. And then I brought in Quay Walker. I've been hearing really good things about him from like Pete Schrager from Good Morning Football. I figured we need linebacker presence. He's quick. Wouldn't be much of a problem to have as a linebacker on the outside. And then I brought in Nick Cross. There wasn't a lot of the big name safeties left anymore, but he did have a really good combine and looks really good on tape as well from the highlights that I saw. So I was like, okay, that's a solid safety to go with in the third round. And then for me, going off of what you're saying about Tyler Lockett, Kalen Barnes, it would be a cornerback / definitely could be a return man because he's got blazing speed. So that's why I picked his
combine numbers. Do you know?
I can give them to you in just a second.
4.2. 4.2. Okay.
I believe it was him, unless it was the other Baylor corner.
Yeah, he ran a 4.23.
Okay.
So 4.23 at 5'11", 183 pounds. I could just definitely.
Does he have return experience though? That's the thing. Like there isn't like one thing that has is a big thing though. Like Tyler Lockett did returning for Kansas State, and having that experience and having the ability to do that. You know, you have people who have speed and they just can't do it. I'm not saying that's what
I'm not sure. I was in the 5th round. I wasn't really looking at, you know, there wasn't a lot of the big name corners left. I was like, he's got a hell of a lot of speed. We can figure out something to do with him. I don't remember what's his name, Agnew. I don't remember Jamal Agnew. I don't remember talks about him being a stellar return man out of college. But
Where did he even go to college?
Small. I don't know. It was a small, very small.
Yeah, that's why you're not going to hear anything about him coming out of college.
No, I mean, you could if he was a beast return guy. They would have talked about it, but it's weird. He went
to the University of San Diego.
Okay.
He moved over to. He's on he's a receiver now.
Was he coached by Harbaugh?
No, he's not that old.
Well, he's not San Diego State. I thought
it was San Diego.
I thought he was San Diego State.
No, that's Hoke. Hoke is San Diego
not
State.
That old. Think about how long ago Harbaugh was at San Diego.
How long was it? I mean, it was just before. Oh wait, no, that was before Stanford.
Niners,
yeah, it was before Stanford and the Niners. You're right.
I was like his first job. All right.
Oh.
Yeah, let's get down to the big feller.
Either way,
not the real big feller, but the.
So Jamal Williams is our power back that we have currently on the roster. He's got one more year left on his deal. He's getting into his 30s. He's still. I mean, I love J Boog, man. Give me J Boog and Jamal that all the time. I'm good with it. But I feel like Hassan Haskins, the production that he pulled off this last year with Michigan being the power back and the number one back, he was insane this year, and he hasn't fumbled. Can't go bad with a power back that hasn't fumbled and always just falls forward. So I went with, he fell to me at round 6. I was like, I'm going to go with him. I picked up a Logan Bruss from Wisconsin to fill, like I said, that, getting rid of Vitae, we can move Logan Bruss or, into guard, or, like I said, move Evan Brown over from center to guard, and have him as a solid backup out of Wisconsin. Bo Melton was another one that I picked up. I saw he had a solid combine, not like the best combine, but it was still solid, and I'm pretty sure he ran a pretty good 40 as well. He ran a 4.34, and he is 5'11", 189 pounds. I just didn't see why not that late in the draft get a possible second Sun God coming in and late round draft pick. And then backup tight end, I picked up Connor Hayward because he's not bad at blocking. He was a linebacker at one point in time as well too, a running back and a tight end. So I mean, if Kabinda gets hurt, we could throw Hayward in at fullback, and he can lead the way.
I think that's a great pick that late. Like, I mean, obviously we don't like Sparty, but with his versatility, yeah, he fits in that, like, what do they call it, like an H-back role now or something like that. It's like fullback / tight end role.
Yeah.
My only worry with that is, and this is a little bit of me hating on Sparty, but because I get we hate Sparty, but the versatility is great, 100% agree with that. But you go back to when he was the running back, and just watch him through the years at Michigan State. Was he put in those roles because he's so versatile, or is it because he literally can't control his weight and he just keeps gaining more and more weight as he goes?
Well, because this be an offensive tackle with great footwork.
Yeah, right. That's kind of my point, because this guy, you look at it, it's like, does he just have that much of he can't control himself in that regard? Because you watch him, you look at just watch him grow through as a Michigan State player, the guy gets huge, and it's like, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. You kind of want somebody that's able to, control themselves in a professional standing.
Right, but at the same time, his dad was a running back, fullback, and was a massive man.
The fridge.
Yeah, there's the fridge as well.
Yes. We're going to reference one guy that got a touchdown when Walter Payton definitely should have got the touchdown. Yes, that's the guy.
But I mean, his dad was, his dad was in the league as a fullback, and he was 265 pounds at 5'11", and was a running back, fullback. He amassed 4,000 yards as a fullback, and like I said, I would put him into that fullback role.
That's a role that doesn't exist anymore.
Well, the Lions actually do use fullback.
We have Cabinda. I mean, the role exists. We have Cabinda. We signed Cabinda to an extension. But I mean, if the Lions staff can keep him, with our new offense coordinator being our former tight ends coach, could possibly keep him in better shape, and who knows, he could be a stellar tight end as well.
Well, the thing is, we never know what goes on behind the scenes. If Connor Hayward was getting passed on the depth chart, they might have said, "Hey, we're going to move you to fullback tight end to get you," or maybe he said, "Hey, can I move to these spots?" And they're like, "Yeah, but you're going to have to add weight." So we really have no idea.
No. 100%. That it's pure speculation. I'm not, like I said, it was some of that was just hating on Sparty. I told him that in the beginning, and it is just pure speculation. And it could be all of that, all the things you just said. But it also could be the fact that it's like, all right, well, hey, you no longer have the weight to be a running back, so now you're going to be fullback. All right, well, now you're like, all right, we're just going to put you more into this. You do have better hands, so we're going to put you more in a tight end situation, And I get what you're saying, Don. But the thing is, when it comes down to this, it's not like our offensive coordinator, who used to be the tight ends coach, isn't going to babysit Connor Haywood. He literally, you're a professional now. It is your job to keep yourself in line with the eating habits and everything that you need to have. If you start getting overweight, it's on you. It's not on me. Like, it's not going to be that way. So And yeah, his dad was 265 as a running back, but that was also back in the day that it was 3 yards in a cloud of dust type running. Like, it's not that anymore. So this late of a pick, it's not a bad, like that. Hey, we're gonna try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't. If it didn't work with this, if let's say this is the draft, right, and the Lions went with this, and 3 years from now he's no longer on our team, nobody's gonna be saying like, oh my god, we wasted a 7th round pick on that. I can't believe it. We're done. It's not gonna be that big a deal. Now, if you would have grabbed him the 4th or something like that, then that's okay. Maybe that's a little bit of, I think we should have looked farther or something else maybe. But it's a good pick there.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. I'm not looking for. I don't feel like we need a tight end that high at this time. In my other mock drafts, I do have tight end a bit higher than that one, but
Marcus Russell did 5 with extra weight. Yes, he did.
So I'm just, he's Connor Hayward, just to put this out there. Cabinda ran a 4.76, and Connor Hayward ran a 4.72. So he's a slightly faster Jason Cabinda in my mind. Right,
Did you think when you hit this go live button, did you think we would be talking about Connor Hayward this much?
I didn't think it would be that big of a deal. I didn't think,
it's nothing wrong with it. It's just funny, I thought.
So, all right, let's move on to
whoa. We get to pick apart your draft real quick.
Oh, I felt like we did.
Oh no! I mean, afterwards, we asked. We went over. Right. No, I was one thing I was going to touch on with Haskins. That obviously we were all Michigan fans, so whatever.
That's my one homerism.
What am I? No. Think about this though. All right, yeah, he's a backup running back. He might not touch field this year. You know what? That's fine. He played special teams all the time as running back 1 at Michigan. Yeah, he played special teams all the time. He covered punts. He did all this. It doesn't matter. So even if he didn't play this year and he was on the roster, say he gets on the roster anyways, though. Let's say he's active. You know, special teamer, great special teamer, old linebacker, man. He's gonna go hit somebody.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that. Keep him with that pick right now too. Hassan Haskins, the one thing that you see how he plays, you're right, he didn't fumble it, right? But the guy plays with heart. You know, go back to not this year's Ohio State game, and obviously last year didn't play, but the year before that game, even though we were out of it, look at his runs. You know, you could watch that game and you could see where certain players just kind of gave up and they were just going through the motions. He was running and he was playing with his heart, and he kept us in that game because of the way he was running. He's a great pick, especially in that round 6. Fuck yeah, let's go. I'm all about it.
Yeah, we won't go over the other. I want to touch on that before we get going, because I don't even think I put him in any of my mocks. I did a few and I did have them, but any of the ones I sent you, I don't think I had.
I picked him up in any mock that I could, honestly.
Especially round 6, though. I love that pick.
I just feel like at round 6, I feel like he could be a great replacement for Jamal Williams down the line.
Anytime you're drafting a running back, like having other value, like he's great at pass pro. He's obviously he's not fast, but you don't have to have him be fast with what you're going to use him for. But
we don't know if he's fast though. He didn't run the 40.
I know, but he's not. Watch the tape. I love Haskins. I love him. Watch the tape. Yeah.
Fast guys don't have to hurdle so much.
That is why I drafted him at for a power back, not a
if he was
speed.
If he was 4.4 speed, he would be drafted
top 2
early. Oh, here we go. This is my trade everywhere mock.
I see this. Holy shit.
the whole draft team put on there. What's round 3? All right, I only went 3 rounds, and that's all the picks.
Damn.
All right.
You got as many picks in your 3 rounds as I did my no trades.
All right, Aiden's gone. So I was like, all right, I was going to mess around. I was like, I don't want to take Kavion number 2. I really don't want him number 2. Like, I have a lot of concerns about him.
Mm-hmm.
I would not take him top 5 even. Like, if you watch the combine, they were like, oh, yeah, he said he was going to do all the workouts, and then they show him putting on a backpack and walking off.
Oh, yeah. He said
the quote was, it was a long day.
It's going to be a long day.
All these players at the combine, it's a long day for. You have some of these edge guys that can play DN and linebacker doing drills on both spots.
Yep.
Like, that was, and then you talk, I mean, there's words on, he takes plays off. I mean, when you add that together, part of the reason he went to Oregon was because they were Nike, and he likes he liked the brand. Like, I don't know, all these little things add up. That question out of the characters, I'm not a huge fan.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So anyways, I traded back to 4, and I picked up 2 second-round picks. I was like, okay, we'll trade down 2 spots and pick up a bunch of picks. Let's go. And I really didn't like anyone at 4. So I'm like, all right, let's trade back to 9. So, I traded back. I got 2 more second-rounders. I gave up a 3rd and a 5th. I was there. I think I was looking at Gardner possibly at this spot at corner. I really like him. Never given up a touchdown in his career. I know he played at Cincy, but still, they play at least quality people. So we took Drake London.
He's got the sauce,
big dude. Yeah, we're dipping back into USC here though, but they've quietly put a lot of good receivers in the NFL lately.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He had a ridiculous amount of his stats were ridiculous before he got hurt. Contested catch god, essentially. So
Lions fan.
Draft started going again, and then I'm like, hey, let's trade up here. I want a linebacker. Our linebackers are bad. Devin Lloyd ran bad. He didn't run as good as they want, but this dude is probably even. I really, really like Georgia. Can't think of his name now. Linebacker.
Nakobe Dean.
Yes,
Ray Walker.
I'm a huge fan
Channing
of
Tindall?
Nakobe Dean. No, Nakobe Dean. Big fan of him, but I like Devin Lloyd a little bit more. I think he'll be a really good linebacker. So I traded up, got him with some of those extra picks I had, and then I was like, hey, let's trade up again. I wanted a good edge rusher. I went with Ojabo. Obviously, I think he has some run stuff he needs to work on. But the pass rush skill and the pass rush is there. I mean, he has great get off the ball, great speed. He has a super good spin move.
He has a super high ceiling too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his ceiling's great. You could say he almost has better pass rushing moves than Hutch. I mean, Hutch is better, but at this point, Ojabo has a great spin move.
But there's a lot of people that are out there saying Hutch is just a one move horse. You know, he's just
he's not. If you watch the film, no. I mean, if you watch, he's great with his hands.
I 100% agree. Right. I'm just saying
you'll see him do. You'll see spin moves. You see him do swim moves. He does. I mean, he does a lot of stuff. So then we get going again. My second round, I really like Dax with his versatility, with how our defense is set up. Playing, nickel or playing free safety. You do either one, but also a huge fan of Lewis here. So he's a great pick. He ran way better than I thought he was going to. I think he surprised a lot of people with his 40. I think it was a 4.35 or something.
Yeah,
it's faster than Dax even. So we get going again. I double dipped on my receivers here. Pickens, I think he has a huge potential as well. I think he could easily be a receiver 1 if he didn't get hurt. If you watch his freshman tape, insane.
Yeah.
Freshman tape. Then we get going again. This is actually my favorite quarterback outside the first. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks actually in this draft is Carson Strong. Yeah, he's not going to win any. He's like Tom Brady sitting in the pocket. He's not going to win any mobility things. He has
good
knee
thing
issues.
He's strong.
Yeah, he has knee issues, but he's watch some of his film. He has a cannon for an arm. And if you watch the combine, there was a couple times where they're like, "Oh, he threw that one late," but oh my gosh, he threw some dimes, man, just in the combine, just some deep balls, and then you watch it on film, and he's able to tight windows. A little concern of accuracy, but pick 83. I mean,
I don't hate it.
For somebody there,
right?
Then interior line, I just went with the best interior lineman on the board right there with Hayes. Looked like he had a solid season. And then Kendrick, cornerback, Georgia, 2 picks against us in the championship game, or the playoff game there. Yeah, picks on us. Pretty solid season as well. And then I ended my mock there.
We ended our mock early. No, I mean I don't hate it. There's a ton of trades, a lot of stuff moving around. So the thing about Pickens, that's the person I'm gonna pick on here. If you know what I mean. He came to the combine and ran his 40 at 4.47, not fully healed from his injury. So there's a lot of potential that at his pro day, which is in like late April, right before the draft, that he could run a faster 40 because his knee is would be more at 100% than it was at the combine, but he wanted to show that he had grit and toughness to still run it. So I like George Pickens. He's got the end zone, the red zone size that we lack at receiver right now. So yeah, I like it. I like Devin Lloyd. I like Drake London.
2 monsters up there.
Right, we got two monsters, and then we got Josh Reynolds and the Sun God as slots. I don't hate it out there. Devin Lloyd, a good pickup at linebacker. I picked him up in a couple of my drafts. So yeah, Cooch, thoughts? Or Wolverine? Cooch is just what I normally call you. So
you're good. A lot of trades going on. Definitely a lot of trades going on here. I do agree with the Drake London pick. That's a great pickup for us. We definitely need the receiver. Our offense is hurting pretty bad when it comes to receiver. Devin Lloyd, I don't know much about him, to be 100% honest with you. So, the fact that he's an A pick here in the first round, I mean, that it says a lot about himself right there. And I trust Blue, and when he says that he likes him over Nakobe Dean, which that's saying a lot. The Ojabo pick, I'm obviously, as a Michigan fan, I'm happy with it, but I also I agree with you that ceiling is definitely really high. Lewis here, I don't remember him in any of the games I've seen Georgia play. All the other names from Georgia, I recognize the names, but I saw his name when I was doing the mock drafts, and I saw him. I'm like, I don't recognize this name at all. So it kind of threw me off that he's predicted to go so high, but I don't even know anything about him. As much as I watch college football. Carson Strong, never heard of this guy, and never. Yeah, this is the first I heard of this guy, so that's interesting. I'll look him up for sure. Hayes, it's a good pick. I'm okay with that one. And then, like you said, Darian Kendrick, the guy definitely, knows how to get, ball hawk, at least against us, against a quarterback that doesn't really give the ball up. So, pretty good hands in that regard.
All right.
The quarterback and the receivers I took. I was thinking vertical offense here. Just throw the ball down the field, let those guys go get it.
Definitely. Oh, and then just those two receivers open it up for St. Brown. Anyways, it's good for that regard.
Unrealistic one. It was just craziness.
All right, this is Cooch's second mock draft that he sent me, or Chris's. I don't know what. I feel weird.
Bearded Wolverine.
The bearded Wolverine. It's just all. It's a mouthful.
Bearded.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
You could say bearded. You could say Wolverine. You could say beat up. You could say Cooch. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
My older brother sent in this second mock draft here. So let's go over this one.
I'm buffering on my side, so I'm not seeing what one you sent and what you're giving them right now. So let me scroll up here with what I sent you. All right. So this is all right. All right. So what we got? Dotson, the second pick, right?
No.
Is that the one you got showing up on the screen?
No.
No.
Elam's the second pick.
Then that's not my second one that I sent you. Then. You got Elam is the second pick.
Okay, here we go.
All right. So, Elam here. I picked. We need defensive backs. So, all right. We all know Hutchinson is my go-to no matter what with the first pick. I think he's just a great pick for us. Huge pickup. He's a defensively. He's a what's what I'm looking for? Player for the team. What's I can't think right now. But anyways, that's why I think Hutch is a must for us. Elam is got good speed, good coverage cornerback. He did great when he played for Florida, even though Florida had a bad year. So good pick there at the end of the first. I was able to get Dax here in the second. Again, Dax is that he can literally play any of those spots. And then Justin Ross, this guy, what is he? 6'5". He's huge. Come out of Clemson, the guy's a beast, and that's definitely a red zone threat. Great in that situation. Neil Farrell, just defensive inside defensive lineman. You can never not have enough inside defensive linemen. You always need the depth on that regard. I picked up Hashan in this one. For the same reasons you picked Hashan in yours. The guy's just going to be. He plays with heart. Good for us there. Jeffrey Gunter, I saw this guy. He's got some size to him, but he's also doing really well in the combine. And I'm just a Coastal Carolina fan, so I'd like to see him. Malachi Carter, another tall guy, another tall receiver. Good there. And this is kind of where we're getting into what we were talking before about with the 13 signs. We signed Fox. And you guys said he was a must get. This Matt Ariza is the best punter in the league this year in college football. This guy has a leg on him for sure, and I think we don't have to sign Fox in that regards if we went with this. Matt Ariza is a strong pickup here, especially if you had to get him here in the 7th. And then I went with Jack Cohn. Like I said earlier, I was talking about getting Jack Cohn just because of having somebody that having a decent game manager coming off the bench. Late 7th round pick doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah. So for me, Matt Ariza, like you said, but at the same time, Matt Ariza could be a kicker instead of just the punter. So we could still get Jack Fox as the punter, and he could be our place kicker instead of signing Riley Patterson or having Austin Siebert or whoever the other fuckers we had, this last year. That,
I mean,
the one guy that couldn't kick a field goal for Pittsburgh,
the guy Ariza did kick, but his numbers aren't the greatest. Like, I think he went 18 for 24 this year, and you want somebody that's got a little more accuracy, as your kicker.
He's 19 for 24.
No, sorry, my bad. Sorry, 19 for 20. I was one off. So
No,
you're right.
You want somebody that's at least that. That's the
yeah. He was 18 of 24. You want somebody that's 19 of 24.
Yeah, 19. Yeah. Okay. So, I don't know. I just know the guy's got a fucking leg on him when he comes to punting the ball. The sad part is I literally before the show I was trying to look up his stats for punting, like what he had for net average stuff of that, and ESPN wasn't giving me a damn thing. They were just giving me his field goal stats. I'm like, this is not what I want. I want to know what he had for like net average and all that stuff. Yeah, exactly. Right. Like
you're the fourth down quarterback for crying out loud.
Net average punt was 51.27.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking good. When you're looking at most punts are like what high 40s, so he cleared that, and that's net average. So, and the thing is, like, you look at his stats and you're like, oh, but he played for San Diego State. Well, he's the punter, the punt. That's not really, that's one thing that you don't really need to be, at a top conference school for that situation. And if anything, that just means he, was punting more, so that means has a higher chance for his average to go down for having bad punts. So
yeah, Jack Fox average punts was 42.3 this last year, and 44.8.
So that's almost 10 more yards
in 2020. Right. I was just saying, like, that was what they were talking about most, was that he's a punter and a kicker. So he, if you have a team that has a punter, right, like say he goes to the team, I think it's the Rams that have Hecker, right? If the Rams picked him up, he could replace Hecker after a couple of years at punter, but he could also be their place kicker if they didn't, they didn't want to sign one. So that's all I was going with there. I don't know anything about Jeffrey Gunter. I mean,
it's like a B- pick or something, I'd say.
True. The only thing that I see in this draft that you're kind of lacking is a linebacker, but we could sign a linebacker in free agency.
Even if he doesn't like offensive linemen at all. Starting to figure that out.
Right.
No love for the big.
No. So and you're gonna see it in all picks, all of my drafts mocks here that I have. I don't have any offensive linemen picked up, and this is because offensive linemen. Yeah. I mean, we can always improve in any position, technically, right? But I just feel like offensive line is the one spot that we don't really need to mess with. Like, there's other spots we really need to work on. Can we, take, like what you guys talk about, yeah, like that's a little spot. Like, hey, if we have to hold off for another 1 to 2 years in that spot, we can take care of unless the injury comes up, right? But if we stay healthy in that position, we'll be okay. That's our strongest spot. So that's why I didn't focus that with this draft.
No, and that's and that's fine. But it's not. We're not wrong that you don't have any love for the big uglies. It's okay.
I have 3 defensive linemen in it. They're also big uglies. No,
Aiden Hutchinson's like 240 pounds. He's not a big ugly.
He ain't 40. He's 260, isn't he?
I think he's like 262.
So I don't know. Overall solid draft. I'm not a huge fan of Elam actually, but I understand the pick there. Ross is intriguing. I think he has not exactly like Pickens, but similar to where he had a huge freshman year, got hurt. This year wasn't the greatest. It's why he's in the 3rd round this year. Yeah. So
is he any relation to? Is it James, the one for the Bengals?
John Ross. He doesn't play on the Bengals anymore.
No,
I'm gonna say no. I'm not sure, but one went to Clemson, one went to Washington.
Oh, he went to Washington. Okay, I thought there was a Ross that went for the. Or is this that Ross? Is that really him?
He played with Steve Lawrence.
Is he the one that made the one-handed behind the back catch or whatever? What
sure.
Ross was that for Clemson? I thought there was another Ross for Clemson. That's why I thought it was like
definitely him, dude.
Farrell. I'm not a huge fan of. I think you guys each have done it now. I'm not a huge fan of taking a interior D lineman, especially early in this one, just because we drafted a second round one and a third round one last year, and
but
both have looked pretty decent.
Onwuzurike is not. He's an end. I mean, that's what he was listed at. Oh, he was listed at. I mean, if you look on Madden, and I've played Madden, he's listed as an end. So
yeah, I don't use that as a source.
I don't like how
he's a D tackle.
How you can have the LB, like capital L, capital B for linebacker, but it's D, capital D, lowercase I for defensive lineman or whatever. What is that? DN lineman? I don't know. I don't know what that even, like, what is that?
Defensive
interior.
Interior.
Like,
it's capital. It's capital I.
Defensive tackle or
either way. It doesn't like that's just put DT then. Like just DI is not
it used to be DT, position. But now they're all like, yeah, he can play the 3 tech, the 5 tech. He's got all technical on us here with this shit.
Right.
No, he's a defensive tackle, okay? He's on the inside of the ends, which that means he's a tackle somehow. Like defensive tackle.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
it makes sense.
All right.
It makes more sense than
it used to be nose
somehow.
guard. And then the guard then tackles is what it was. That's really how that came about. And then they just got rid of the guard side of it.
But it seems weird because they're like, I mean, the guards makes more sense because you're like, okay, a defense tackle. That's on offense tackles to outside. Defense tackle that should be outside. But no, they're like, we have to have something that's outside that, so that the end defensive end that's outside the tackle even.
Yeah. Right.
What the hell were we doing?
All right. Next draft from me. This is one where I traded up into the first round. For some reason, mine didn't give me the grades like your guys' did. So,
yeah, if you did them before the combine, my next one doesn't have that. If you did it before the combine, it doesn't have the grades. Weird, I know.
I was doing them during the combine.
I found out.
That's why. Okay.
Yep, it was a day after they added grades to it. I noticed it.
Gotcha. All right, so this one. Right, I picked Aiden Hutchinson at number 2. Traded up. I traded our first round from the Rams this year, first round from the Rams next year, and our third round pick to the Eagles for 16 and 19. So I picked up Hutchinson. I picked up Devin Lloyd just because everything that I was hearing. He had a solid combine. He's a solid linebacker. He's really highly touted with a lot of the scouts. Picked up Chris Olave. I know he's an Ohio State guy. We don't like Ohio State, but he's a solid receiver that I think could help out our offense. At number 2, I picked up Jaquan Brisker. He's, a safety that I hear everybody talking about. So
Big Ten player. We know how you feel about them.
That's right. That's right. 3 out of the first 4 Big Ten players. All right, we got this. And then I looked up because he kept showing up as a high receiver at the time of the 3rd round.
Quarterback throwing to him.
He did a strong quarterback throwing to him.
Yeah. It's all back.
So, but I looked at his stats. He's a hell of a receiver, and I think in the 3rd round would be a hell of a steal. And if I remember correctly,
didn't he have like a 19 reception game or something? Is that one is this? I don't know if it's him or not. Another receiver I saw, but I thought I saw somebody that had like a 19 reception game that just like in one game versus somebody, Fresno State or something. Which it's Fresno State, but that's still a high reception game, huge numbers.
Right, and then I mean, he's 6'1", 200 pounds, 6'2", 200 pounds, whatever. I mean, put up 2 seasons, even the COVID season, he had 1,000 yards. That's, to me, that shows a lot right there, that he's willing to, he gets open, right? You said something about a 19-yard season.
He had 19 catches for 203 yards and 1 touchdown versus Fresno State this last year, 2021. Like, that's a pretty big fucking game.
He also, I mean, it was a loss to Air Force, but he also had 11 receptions for 159 and 2 touchdowns against Air Force. 9 receptions, 127 yards against San Diego State with 2 touchdowns.
And 100 yards in each of his first 5 games of 2020.
Yeah, so I looked at him. I was like, okay, solid receiver at in the 3rd round to pick up. Just sure hands. Picked up Haskins again in the 5th round for our reasons of heart, possible replacement for Jamal Williams down the road, and then picked up another linebacker in Neffy Sewell, bringing the Sewell brothers together in Detroit.
Yeah, boy. Plus, you got 2 Utah linebackers.
Yep, yeah. And I figured they could help each other grow in the NFL together. No, yes. And then I picked up Kalen Barnes again, for the speed, and we need some help in the backfield. And then I was getting down to the point where I didn't know what the fuck to take and I didn't take an offensive lineman in this one, but I didn't know what the fuck to take. So I was like, well, we need safety help. If we don't get Tracy Walker back, we're gonna have Jaquan Brisker. We're gonna need another safety back there. Brad Hawkins didn't do too horrible from what I saw of the this last season. I wouldn't hate him at in the 7th round. And then I picked up Jeremiah Hall. Didn't really know much about him, but I was like, he's a tight end. We need to back up tight end. Just in case Hawk gets hurt again or somebody gets hurt, we got an extra tight end back there. It's my draft.
It's good. I like the trade up and I like all the picks. Brisker, I don't mind Brisker. I like Dax or Klein or Kine, whatever the heck his name. I can't think.
Lewis Sign.
I like both of them over Brisker, but
Now
your fucking draft, right?
I'm picking it apart, man.
No, I don't mind the Olave pick. Olave is good. A receiver there. He's got the speed. Is going to be good, and he's also got good hands. The one thing as a Michigan fan, we know that Olave can play fucking receiver. And so he can go up and get the ball too. So I'm okay with that too. Yes. Yep. Really good with that. Brisker, I don't know if it was because he played in the backfield with what's that Pittsburgh Steelers son's name? Porter. He played back there, Porter. So I don't know if he was just kind of overshadowed by Porter all the time because I don't really know that name actually, to be honest with you. And I watch Big Ten football. So Jaquan Brisker, I've heard of it, but I don't recognize him making plays. We already talked about Romeo Doubs. We already talked about Haskins. Sewell. The Sewell good pick. Bring the brothers together. Even if you take Lloyd out of this draft, just picking him up, at that pick in that spot, we need linebacker help. And he's it's going to be great for the brothers to kind of gel. I love seeing brothers be able to play together like that. So we already want to kill the Barnes. Brad Hawkins, if you ever get Brad Hawkins at that round 7, hell yeah, let's fucking go. That's a great pickup. And Jeremiah Hall, just to be honest, I have no clue anything. I don't know anything about him as a tight end for Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma's receivers do a lot more than their tight ends are able to do. So I don't know much about him, to be honest. So
tight end.
Yeah. He's a tight end.
About the gist of it.
Let's see. I mean, he didn't do too much. He had 32 receptions this last season with 333 yards, 4 touchdowns. Looks like a rushing touchdown.
I did hear he has upside as a rusher.
Oh yeah.
That was a joke.
I know. That sounds like, oh yeah.
I mean, he's got a rushing touchdown, so hey, got it. Got to do what you got to do, right? Yeah, I just picked him because best tight end available at the time. That was really it was the last pick of the draft. I was like, what's the best available here at 230? So that's what I went with. But yeah,
sure.
Properties. Let's go with Mason Blues. very.
5 rounds this time? I think I did 3 again. I don't know.
No, you did 5 rounds this time.
Yeah, I was like, I ain't going after 5. After that, it's just throwing darts.
I like to throw darts. All right. This one's got the the dope.
Wait, there's a bunch of the same people as yours. So, well, I'll wait for it to be Oh, I screenshotted that one. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm fixing
11%. Like, charge your phone, bro.
Right.
9:41 p.m. Probably rocking your daughter or something. Huh?
But still,
Good
fucking charge your phone, dude.
I was getting worried there. All right, so here we go.
Make it
Hutch,
big, dude.
There, gotta get Hutch.
If he's there, I mean, makes the most sense.
Yeah, and then 32, I went Jahan Dotson. I actually really like Jahan Dotson. He's one of my favorite receiving prospects. Not only is he gets open, he ran a solid 40. He's pretty fast. I mean, you can see it on tape. I mean, you can see it on the filming. I mean, he's a playmaker. He has some amazing catches against Ohio State. If you haven't seen those, back-to-back ones. One's a sick one-handed grab. I don't even know how he caught it. Like, he caught the point of it, jumped up, like, one-handed, like, caught the point and just brought it in.
Right.
I find it funny Dax is listed as a corner. I didn't know that before. I didn't realize that until we started doing this.
He's not listed as a corner in the combine, which is, I find.
Yeah. Well, he played, if you look at last year, most of his snaps were slot cornerback.
Right.
But in the past, he had played, he played in the free safety and other stuff. It's just Michigan's defense. I don't know. I really like him as a prospect. Essentially, he's like a chess piece. Like, he's a sound tackler. He's fast. Covers a receiver. He can cover a tight end. He can play back in the middle. Deep safety. And I went back to the well with my Carson Strong pick. If we're going to take a quarterback, we don't even have a backup signed anyways. So
right, we need
round.
Yeah, we definitely need a backup anyways. So.
I taken a backup here with potential to be a future starter. I really like Carson Strong. Like, he's one of my favorite prospects in this class. When you factor in draft capital, I don't have to take him in the first round. I feel like he has potential to be a good quarterback. Like I said, he just has a cannon. I think I looked it up. He had the furthest throw in the air last year in college football, which was like 70-plus yards in the air. I took his buddy Romeo Doubs in the 3rd round. Came back with that. I double dipped in receivers. Size, speed, production. Yeah, it's Nevada, but link him up with his old QB. And then Sewell, as we just talked about him, but another linebacker to add some depth with potential.
Yeah. Hey, Nevada quarterbacks, though, there has been one that played in the Super Bowl, so.
Who's that?
He's a little more mobile, but
a lot more mobile.
This guy's going to be taking knees because his knees are weak. That's the only reason. The answer was Kaepernick.
Yeah, Kaepernick is the Nevada quarterback.
Okay. Guy that can't even get back in the league. Sad.
I mean, at this point, I think he's done. We don't need to go into all that.
Yeah, no, that's not.
No, I'm just saying, sad. I mean, I feel like he got a raw end of the stick. So
yeah, kind of. But if you look at some of the games, he had some pretty trash games. And at first he didn't want to be a backup. So, but again, we just gonna get along. I think he was done wrong still, but
all right,
he hurt himself as well.
Moving on. That's a massive fucking draft. Hold on. I gotta fix that.
He can't fit at all.
That's what she said.
Thank you.
Which one is it? This
one is
yours or mine?
No, this is yours.
I like that. Like if they're not a 1st or 2nd round pick, they don't have a picture besides like Romeo Doubs.
Right.
What's going on here?
Oh, the picture was massive. All right, I was like, "What? I mean, what? I don't think I had that massive of a."
No, it was a massive, because I had to fuck with Blue's screenshot that he sent me.
All right, so yeah, this is that one. Okay.
What if your arms were heavy?
All right, I got spaghetti on my head. All right. Jahan Dotson, I agree with you 100%. That's got him here with that. Last to the end here.
Exact same. Oh man, this is similar to mine even with Dobbs in there as well. We're on the same page. Some of us here. It's great.
Yeah. So again, we've already went over Jahan Dotson. I agree with you. We've already went over Aiden. We've already went over Dax. Chad Muma. Again, this guy's up there, rated up there as one of the top linebackers. So picking him at 3, I don't feel bad with that. And obviously, some people would give him an A rating at that spot. Romeo Doubs. That's why I knew when you picked him up there, Don, and you showed him up there. I said, wait, I recognize the name, and it reminded me. I saw those stats with this app. You click on him and you're able to see some things about him, and that's why I was able to see what he was able to do. I'm like, well, fuck, anybody who can take and get 19 catches. All right, that means the defense knows that the ball's being thrown to you, and they still can't stop you, right? That says a lot about a receiver, in my opinion. And then in 2020, your first 5 games, you're getting 100+ yards. That yards after catch or not, that's a lot of yards in your first 5 games. So
right,
I was definitely thinking decent receiver. Sean Haskins, we went over with that situation. Why we're good with that. Round 6, Brad Hawkins, another safety, to help out our defensive backs. I'm okay with this. Obviously, I was a Michigan fan, but even before they take Michigan out of it, Brad Hawkins is a sound safety that can point out defenses. Like he can direct where the defense backs need to be, the linebackers need to be. He's a good captain out on the field. Did great general. For us. Yeah, good field general. Kevin Austin Jr. He's got some good height to him. He put up some decent numbers. I wasn't nothing crazy. I don't know too much about him. I just round 6, towards the end of the 6th round there, I was like, okay, here we go. Matt Ariza, again, 7th round. Can't go wrong there. And then I went with this Jalen Woods guy. I figured get some little tight ends out there. Don't know too much about him. Oh,
doesn't
sorry.
even know his name.
Yeah, right. I don't know his name. So, but it is whatever. So, I'd rather have him over Connor Haywood, though.
Hey, you put some respect on his name, all right?
Jolani.
This is, it's, pretty much like Blue said, a lot of our draft picks are starting to look similar.
Yeah.
Going down.
Yeah, and for the people watching this, we did this all separately. Like, we didn't do this together, and that we literally, Don sit at his house and did his. I was at work, did mine. Blue, as you heard, he was rocking the baby and did his.
He was at work doing them. He was rocking the baby doing them. He was, we were pounding out drafts.
There was no, communication on these at all, and so the fact that they all come out this close, one, says how close we are as friends and family, but 2, just shows how close that we think that where the line should be.
Hey, we're all family here, all right? We're all family.
We're all friends too.
No, we're all family. There's no friends and family.
Real quick, I did not send this one to Don, but I forgot this one. I traded back in the 1st round and got Aiden Hutchinson at 4.
What?
Yeah, I forgot. I traded back and got 4 and 10.
Damn. There you go.
Aiden, and then I drafted Garrett Wilson. I should have sent that. That was a decent one.
I don't see that happening in real life.
No, Aiden at 4. Like, I traded back because I'm just gonna try a trade back, and then he was there at 4. I'm like,
damn,
this is awkward. Okay.
All right, we're gonna take a look at this one. So this is one where I traded back, of course, as you can see. I traded our 2nd round, or the number 2 pick, our 3rd round pick, and our 5th round pick for 5 and 7 from the Giants. In this draft, I didn't just trade back to trade back. Hutchinson was taken by the Jacksonville Jaguars, so I was like, fuck it, we're going back. Well, we'll see what we can get at these numbers, just to kind of test out, see what we can get. Sauce Gardner, he didn't allow a touchdown. He's a lockdown corner. I feel like, I feel like with Sauce, we can easily move Akuda to a safety, and Sauce and Amani Arouari out there, lockdown corners with backups in Jerry Jacobs and AJ Parker. I just thought it was a solid pick. Trayvon Walker, along with all of the other Georgia guys, had a stellar combine, and it doesn't look too bad on fucking tape either. So I picked him up to be our edge rusher.
What number 2 wear, by the way?
Huh?
What number is he?
44, I'm pretty sure.
Thought you'd make a bigger deal about that all of a
sudden. I mean, I can't make a fucking big deal about everybody being number 44.
Yeah, you can.
Jahan Dotson at 32. Jaquan Brisker, we've talked about them. I picked up Nefi Sewell, Hassan Haskins, Kalen Barnes, Bo Melton, Connor Haywood.
So about Connor Haywood here,
let's break this one down.
I feel like he could really take over and be the next Jason Kabinda for us.
Okay, so like a fullback is what you're thinking here.
Yeah, exactly. Tight end, fullback hybrid.
What if he's just he should be a running back, but he likes to eat cookies?
I mean, we could eat if he still gains weight, we can move him in to fucking be guard. I don't give a shit.
Nah, dude, offense tackle with those quick feet.
I know but we got Decker. Maybe when Decker's out of the league, we can move him over to tackle.
All right,
he's just a trick play guy.
Let's talk about Sauce Gardner here. My issue with him is the question of talent that he goes up against.
Played Alabama and played Georgia.
The statistics of not allowing a touchdown is huge. And you're right, he did play Alabama, he did play Georgia. The game they played Georgia, where they actually almost won that game, as Cincinnati as a team, was actually crazy, to see. That's when you saw that Cincinnati actually has a decent chance of doing something. But overall, that's one game. I would have to go back and watch those games. I didn't watch them especially didn't watch the Alabama game that even hardcore, because I knew what was going to happen there. My question is, who was he covering in that instance? Because didn't Jameson Williams go off in that game? So why wouldn't he cover the number one receiver?
He was out.
Jameson Williams was?
Didn't he get hurt against Georgia the week before?
I thought that was the other guy, the Mets guy.
When did Williams get hurt?
Williams got hurt in the bowl game.
In the Georgia game. Didn't he get hurt in Georgia? Yeah, he got hurt against Georgia.
Okay, so it was Williams again. I forgot Mechie was
the one that got hurt. Yeah, Mechie. Mechie's the one that got hurt. So my question is, if Sauce Gardner is being there, he's supposed to be their number one cornerback. Why is he not trying to stop their number one receiver?
Well, it depends on where the coach puts him. I mean, if they say you're playing on this side of the field, then he's on that side of the field. He can't go line up wherever he wants.
I feel if you're that big of a presence, you're going to be able to tell the coach, I got you. And the coach will be like, okay, go get him.
And I think their biggest problem actually wasn't Williams. I think it was Robinson ran all over them. I think he had an Alabama record for rushing yards in a bowl game.
Isn't it time we thank our eyes?
Sorry, who? Rushing. Sorry, yeah. He couldn't stop him either. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he went off on them as well. So I don't know. I just there's certain questions I have with him, because playing for Cincinnati means he didn't go up against stellar talent until he was able to one bowl game against Georgia and then the one bowl game against Alabama. That's like the only talent that he's actually went up against. Other than that, like the receivers.
Josh Allen played at Wyoming.
He did.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying we could say I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
All do
I'm just saying this is the question. This is the question that I have for him, and I don't know if that's my worry.
Like at some point, and I'm not saying it's you, because obviously, I mean, that's a legit question. We do this, like, I feel like people get overanalyzed if they play at a small school. I mean, Antonio Brown played at Central Michigan. You could argue he was a top 3 receiver when he was in his prime. even when he was old, just recently, when he actually played, he was like a top 10 receiver still. Got open, caught the ball, and made plays happen.
Right.
I mean, there's.
And that's something that, but you could break that down, the Antonio Brown situation, and that you're not trying to. You're right. You're right. There's definitely these guys that go to small schools that can, that actually are, great. But the Antonio Brown situation, there was something that went on with his recruiting process where he ended up being forced to go to Central Michigan compared to the school he was trying to go to. And I can't remember where that was at and what happened. There was something going on there.
Look up Gardner, though? I mean, did he?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't know that about Gardner. And that could be something that we'll find out later on through his career that, hey, he was actually supposed to go, be a top cornerback at Florida. And then he ended up going to Cincinnati instead. And that's something like these are questions I have that I don't know about this guy. I only know the fact that he plays at Cincinnati and he just hasn't had that. And it's the argument for him is you can only play the people in front of you, right? Mm-hmm. So he played his teams and he did what he did against the people he had in front of him. He can't do any more than that. And I get that. And great to him. Yeah, the guy is, and watching him in the combine, the guy's got fucking good numbers up. He can do something, But we had the same conversation when we were talking about the combine when Don brought up the guy from UTSA, University of Texas and San Antonio. Like this guy. And you went and looked at his stats, and he's actually getting burned, but he put up great combine numbers, So it's like,
well, okay. So I know I brought up Tariq Woolen, right? Yes.
Yeah.
But he is a recent transfer from or implant, right? He used to play receiver, and now he moved to cornerback.
Sounds like he should have been playing receiver.
I'm not saying he shouldn't have, but I mean,
he don't have those hands, coach.
He moved to cornerback for a reason. They saw something there, right? That or he didn't have room and
he was fast.
He's tall too. I mean,
I know. Yeah. But they completed a QB rating of like 100 as bananas. If you go look at just about anyone drafted, they're not that high.
Right.
No, and like I said, I just brought him up because he was a freak.
Well, no, I mean you brought it up. I mean it's good. Yeah, 6'4", 4'3". Like these are insane numbers.
4'2".
Yeah, for a corner or 4'2", and then he's a cornerback. So yeah, you're like holy shit. He has all the physical tools you could want and more.
Right. So okay, so going back to Sauce Gardner really quick. I mean. I don't know how many games they played in 2020, and I don't know, but he only allowed, from 2019 to 2021, he only allowed 2 touchdowns. Like,
right.
That's, I mean,
no, so take the Alabama game and the Georgia game out of it, he plays nobody. Like, and that's nothing against him. Again, he did what he took care of what was in front of him, and that's what you're supposed to do. And great job on it. I'm not trying to downplay that, but when you play the weaker conference, it's okay. Then look at Dax Hill, and Dax Hill allowed how many touchdowns? But Dax Hill, the people he's playing against Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson and all these higher named receivers that are going to be drafted, and George Pickens, it's like he's going against all these guys, so it's gonna happen.
Well, Pickens he went against him too, so
right. That's the one thing that they had.
They didn't play Georgia this year.
No, the year before that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, they played. They played. They played Miami of Ohio, Indiana, Notre Dame.
You played Houston. They're ranked.
Houston.
Notre Dame is one this year that I forgot. They did play Notre Dame this year and beat Notre Dame. So, but I don't know who Notre Dame has for receivers besides that Austin guy that I found late in the draft.
They played 3 ranked teams this year. So yeah, they didn't have definitely not a tough schedule by any means.
Right, but at the same time, like they, there's got to be somebody that they're, on those smaller teams, right? That
I'm not saying anything bad. No, I mean.
No, I'm just saying like
brought up on them.
No, right, but I'm just saying like there's probably somebody in those smaller teams that he played, right? That we're just not thinking of that he could have covered. There's plenty of people that come out of smaller schools that are
not one of those receivers on those smaller teams are on any of our draft boards because they weren't like they're like any of the receivers that were decent, that were good. Like we as a receiver need, we pulled a good amount of them up, and they're not coming from that conference.
I would say Indiana, they do have some guys in the draft. I know of that.
Indiana was straight ass this year, but yeah, no, you're right.
Well, yeah, they played him early though, and I think that was before. Was that before what's his name was hurt or no?
Yeah, but he was straight. He like, played ass this year. Like
yeah,
Penix. Yeah, Michael Penix Jr.
UCF, usually they're a quality ball club. I don't know if they have any receivers, but yeah, either way, I mean, it's a question to be had. But I'm just saying, I think sometimes, I'm not saying you did this. I'm saying sometimes we get too caught up on being a small school guy when we've seen enough small school guys succeed now with.
I think it's just more of the. It's not that small school guys can't do it. It's just you got to do more homework on to finding out if that small school guy can actually be what you want him to be or what he's looking to be. It's you can't just judge the book by its cover in that situation. You really have to read it to really understand if that's actually going to be a good fit. That's just kind of my point of bringing that question up. Like I'm not saying I don't think Sauce Gardner is not going to be good in the NFL. I'm just saying I want the Lions to do their due diligence and read that book and not just be like, okay, this guy, shut down everybody from 2019 on. Like, take into consideration who he played and how it works.
Right. So I mean, okay. I'm just looking at this really quick. In the Alabama game, Jamison Williams had 7 receptions for 62 yards, no touchdowns.
Okay.
And Ja'Cory Brooks had 4 receptions, 66 yards with 1 touchdown. They only had 3 receiving touchdowns, and so like Blue was saying, if he's covering Williams, he didn't let Williams score a touchdown, right?
I thought Williams was the one that scored their touchdown. Like I said, I didn't really pay that much attention to that game, and it was more like Blue also said, it was more of the run game.
Robinson blew up for 200 yards. But they didn't have any rushing touchdowns either, though. So that's their 3 touchdowns were Cameron Latu, Slade Bolden, and Ja'Cory Brooks. So
yeah,
I mean, if he could have easily been the one that locked down Jamison Williams. So
that's great, and if that is on him, if that was that situation, then that's even better.
It's true. Everyone gets a free new Samsung Galaxy S22.
That's I was like, I'm trying to figure this out, and I looked it up, so I was but I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't watch all of the other teams. I watch mainly just Michigan. So all of my knowledge for anybody outside of Michigan is based on articles, listening to people talk about, how they did in school and stuff. And, I feel like he's worth a number 5 pick, just to bolster up our secondary with Jaquan Brisker, and if we get Tracy Walker back with Amani Oruwariye, Jeff Okudah, I feel like we'd have a solid secondary, and then adding, Trayvon Walker and, to the line, to the defensive line with Romeo Okwara coming back, I feel like we could, we'd have a solid defense to be able to help out. We just need to really then work on receiving core. I mean, that's all we have, but that's why we get Jahan Dotson, and hopefully Bo Melton can do something, if we get him.
Right.
Let's go on to the last draft. This is, the last draft for Wolverine. This one, you made a trade in the 4th round. Or in the 3rd round, one of those.
I made a trade in the 1st and 3rd, looks like.
Oh, yeah. picked up Nakobe Dean.
All right, so I'm gonna do a little search real quick here, because I want to talk about this guy here.
Nakobe Dean, or
no, the other guy here. All right, so I did a trade here because this is the one I wanted to do a mock draft just in case Aiden isn't there. He is taken by the Jaguars at pick 2, so I did that. So that did happen with this. I was like, okay, so I made the trade. I looked at my options to see what I could get, and I saw the Eagles had 2 first-round picks. It wasn't like the Jets, but the Jets actually in this mock draft weren't even interested. So I went down to the Eagles. I saw they had 2 first-round picks, and actually they had 3. So and I don't know why, but they were literally the app was okay with this. So I went with it. So again, this is probably not realistic, but
I'll take
they
it.
want to trade that, right? So I got 15, 16, 19 out of my second for my pick 2. So I got Nakobe Dean at 15, to help with our linebacker need. I thought that was huge. I got Jameson Williams to help with our receiver need. This guy went from being at Ohio State, went from being the not on the depth chart per se at Ohio State, and went onto Alabama and became the #1 receiver. So I thought that was huge and could be great for us to have with the Sun God that we have. And so in 19 we got David Ajabo. Figured if I can't get Hutchinson, I might as well get Ajabo because we already talked about him and how his ceiling is so high. And I was also able to get Jahan Dotson at the end of the first round here. So I figured that right there would be huge for our receiving core with the 2 guys that we picked up. And to get Dax Hill to help out the defense backs, we already talked about him. And I went receiver heavy with this draft because Justin Ross being as big as he is, I figured why the fuck not? Let's just go, and our offense has no reason to complain. Jared Goff, if you can't win with these offensive weapons, then you can't win at all. Then I got down to 101, and there really wasn't nothing available. So I was like, well, let me make a trade. So I traded, and I had to trade down to the 4th round, and 7th round pick, whatever. So I got Darren Kedrick, from Georgia, and then we got Jesse Luketa from Penn State. Actually was pretty. The guy would cause a lot of ruckus from the games that I've seen him play. I got the Nafai Sewell, keep the brothers together. Malachi Carter, another tall guy. And then Dejon Dixon, he's 6'4", another tall guy. And Matt Ariza, and then Kevin Austin Jr. I said I went receiver heavy with this one. We will definitely have receivers going on. If this is how it works out, we will have receivers. We will be getting rid of receivers, but we will have set receivers for years to come. I don't know how we can't get 3 of them out of all of these to at least fit with Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, I mean,
somebody's going to be a receiver for us.
I mean, if the Eagles definitely want the #2 pick that bad to give us 3 first-round picks, I would, I'd take it even if Hutchinson was there. Just because, I mean, what you got in exchange for that is, I think, it helps us out a heck of a lot more than just one player.
I think there's a good depth. Like, I feel like this draft gets dumped on because there's no surefire quarterbacks and running backs. There's a couple decent ones, and then that kind of falls off. But this class has great receiver depth and a lot of good defenders too.
Yeah, it's got a great receiver depth, great cornerback depth, great safety depth, linebacker, edge. Like, I mean, even defensive interior linemen.
Thank you. I was gonna say, I was hoping you were gonna say tackle, and I was gonna be like, oh, what the hell was that?
Even defensive interior linemen are, there's a massive amount of them in this draft. This draft right now is built for the Lions rebuild. If we can't rebuild off of a draft like this with how much depth there is, then there is no luck for the Lions, sadly.
this class or with this draft, since we haven't really talked about him I don't think we really talked about him at all. It's very weird to me that Jameson Williams here blew up like he did at Alabama. And people talk about him like over Olave and stuff like, but he couldn't even get on the field at Ohio State, really. I don't know, it's kind of weird.
It is weird. Definitely a weird situation.
He had one really good year. I'm not saying it's not worth that. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Joe Burrow?
I mean, yeah, obviously that could be. Other problem
I think that could also, because of the Burrow and Jameson Williams, I think that could be something said about the coaching at Ohio State and maybe showing favoritism and stuff like that or whatever.
Ryan Day showing favoritism? Come on.
You take, 6 receivers in this and still not an offensive lineman, huh?
not an O lineman in sight. But we got a fucking punter, though.
Hey, I still have A rating, overall rating with it, all right? So.
6 receivers and a fucking punter. There's your rebuild.
Matt Ariza, that's 10 yards, extra yards we got average right now over our punter that we currently have. So I'll take the 10 extra yards.
I guess okay, hey, I love Pat McAfee and I'm for the brand, but you value punter way more than I do.
That 10 yards is fucking huge, man. Field position.
So she said.
But field position?
Not field position. Field positions.
Ooh. All right, this is my last draft and the last draft we have lined up for tonight, and then we will call it a show. We can chit chat for a little bit after, and kind of, figure out what we want to do with life. But this is,
chatting for a few. If everybody's down, we could just run a quick one and basically draft a quick one together. I mean, we don't have to.
Yeah, we can do that, or I would like to. We can do that tonight too. I'm fine with that. But I would also like to do one later on, before the draft, after like pro days and stuff.
To compare, yeah, it'd be interesting to compare it. Then, I mean, if you saved it, if we did one, save it.
Yeah, I will.
Compare it right before the draft.
Yeah, and it's going to change with the offseason stuff that's going on.
BRB.
Okay.
See the draft. I'll be back. Dissect it and talk shit about the Big Ten some more.
Oh, excuse me.
All right, what do you got here, Don?
I was waiting for him to come back so I could explain my picks.
Connor Haywood, huh?
Yeah, Hayward. Say his name right, dude. I mean, put some respect on his name.
No, I won't.
His brother's an all-time pro, dude.
Why do you know so much about his fucking family?
Because he was at the fucking combine and they were talking about him.
Jeez almighty.
And then I was curious.
Are you a State fan?
No.
Are you a State fan and we just don't know about it? Is that what this is?
No.
You just keep on sneaking these Sparties in here. And
it's
you
one
know so much about them.
It's one consistent Spartan, all right? Let me hear your shit.
I'll wait to see what the next fucking year's mock draft looks like. Next thing you know, it's only 2 Sparties. It's only 2. But their family is so great.
I'm gonna run a fucking mock draft and just draft only Spartans.
So what?
Just
2 rounds?
Just to fuck with you. Yeah.
Just 2 rounds.
And then just trade everything else away.
That's all you can do.
Yeah. So we'll wait until Blue says, "I'm back."
You had the. I said Sparties, right? So I'm gonna get. So these are from San Jose State because they're also Spartans.
Right.
So I'm gonna draft this team. It's the only way I can fill my draft board.
There's plenty of other Spartan schools we could fill the draft board with. All right. There's not only 2 of them.
Yeah, I don't know who they are. To be honest with you.
I don't know who they are, just like I don't know who Ben Brown is.
Ben Brown? Who's Ben Brown?
He's a guard from Ole Miss.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, don't know who he is. I just picked him because he's the best interior offensive lineman on the board.
Why doesn't it say OI or offensive lineman interior?
I don't know, because he's listed as a guard. because they split out the interior offensive lineman into center and guard still. But I think you still select like interior like IOL, interior offensive lineman.
So I think that's actually what that is, though. Like, so if we go actually from what you said, you have the guard, tackles, and ends, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you actually look, that's how the defensive line used to break up as well, right? So you had besides offensive lineman having a center, but you had your guards, your tackles, and your tight ends, right? Your defense, you had your nose guard, your defensive tackle, or your nose tackles, and then you had your defensive ends. So you still had guards, tackle, ends on going out. Like, it's still the same. The only thing that changes is the center with offensive line. But then they got rid of, like, nose guard doesn't really exist unless you're actually playing a 3-4.
Yeah, unless you're fucking throwing Jordan Davis in the middle of your 3-4 package, and you're like, hey, blow up the middle there. I want you to take up both guards and the center, please. And he's like, all right, I'll do it, because I'm a massive mountain of a fucking man. Blue, are you back yet? Nope, he's not back yet. Man, he must have to poop. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, so check on the health of the stream so far. 3 concurrent viewers. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button. More content will be coming here soon. I plan on doing some video game content, some sports content, like we are doing tonight. I just, this is what I like and what I'm interested in doing as of now, instead of, what I was doing over on Twitch, which was just playing video games and, just getting bored kind of. Here I can make pre-recorded content, or I can stream it for you guys, and we can chit-chat while we're doing it. So
what kind of sports content do you want to do? Like you have this stuff here.
It's going to be just pretty much, I mean, for me, it's just going to be mainly NFL stuff. I mean, it's the only sport that I really follow. I might do college football, but at the same time, for me, there's just sometimes way too much college football. There's way too many teams to cover in college football, whereas in the NFL, for me, it's a lot more manageable with my schedule and stuff.
I think the deeper you get into this here and you get what we're doing, you're going to start to focus more on college football, just so you can kind of get an idea where they're going to be in the, all right, who's next? Because you're going to get to the point like, okay, yeah, sweet. And then, all right, well, what's happening? What's going to be next year? And then you're like, well, if I watch college football, I can kind of see who's going to be the next year's, top picks. And then you kind of get that, go from there. And you're just going to fall down this rabbit hole, and you're going to start watching college football a little more often than you normally do.
You're not wrong.
What about the USFL though? All right, you're back. All right, real quick, USFL. That coming out. That's going to be kind of a NFL, G League in a sense. From the way I hear how they're going to operate, that's going to be something you can kind of be a spearhead.
Well, that's they want to operate like that, but they're actually right now in the midst of a lawsuit with the former USFL. People who own the trademark for the USFL. So we'll see if the USFL even actually happens. If I was going to follow any league outside of the XFL or the NFL right now, would be the XFL once they go up, because they actually did sign an agreement with the NFL to test out rule changes and stuff in the XFL, and then the NFL could adopt them from the XFL and stuff like that.
As you got drafted by the USFL. Oh, sorry, now we're actually not going to happen.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
I think because the draft happened, though, I think it's more likely to happen still. I think it's just more like, it's just legal things. It's okay, fine. We're not the USFL. We're the USSFL or whatever. I don't care. Just add another acronym or whatever and make it something slightly different. It's not too big of a deal. It's just more legal shit. People being petty.
Just call them the ESPN FL.
I don't want that.
All right. Okay. Only reason I said that is because ESPN is owned by Disney, and the USFL was going out through Fox, which is also owned by Disney, so it all just made sense. But okay, so my last draft, Hutchinson again wasn't available. Made another trade with the New York Giants to move up. I think I gave them less capital and got the 2 first-round picks from them. I picked up Ojabo on this one just because I wanted to kind of change it up from picking the same people over and over again. So I picked up Ojabo. Yeah. All right. Fuck off, all right? Picked up Ojabo, picked up Drake London, and then I picked up Lewis Sign from Georgia. Picked up Jalen Petrie from Baylor. Hassan Haskins, Nephi Sewell, Kalen Barnes. I then, took 2 offensive linemen, which is, 2 more than Cooch in any of his mock drafts. And then I took Connor Hayward. So I took the 2 offensive linemen. I took the 2 offensive linemen, possibly just as backups.
That's
6th and
3
7th
offensive linemen. You got Connor Hayward on there too.
True. Hold on. No, kid's not awake. Not that I can see. Okay. So for me, the 2 people on here that we really haven't talked about is Lewis Sign and Jalen Petrie. And Connor Hayward. Sure. We'll get to him last.
Actually, Petrie and Brown are the 2 we haven't talked about. Everybody else we've actually seen in one draft or another.
Yeah, Lewis I talked about a little.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to add with Lewis, because I knew he was on one of my drafts, was from what Peter Schrager and everybody at the Combine were talking about, was that he is a big hitter, like a hard hitter, safety. So in my eyes, I'm hoping he can, if we get him, he can kind of bring like a Cam Chancellor type role to our defense, and just knock receivers out, knock tight ends out. Not literally. I don't want anybody to get injured or concussion. CTE is a bad thing. And then Jalen Petrie, I heard he's a solid cornerback out of Baylor, and I was like, okay.
I think he's a slot guy, but he was like absolutely dominant there. Like I think if you look at his stats, he only played in the slot almost, but that's fine. If you get a good
Baylor's defense was looking pretty good this year.
Oh yeah.
So the fact that we got 2 of their cornerbacks here, it's actually not a bad situation.
So, yeah, that was my last and final draft. I know you guys are Chris was giving me shit about Connor Hayward already. Blue already go ahead, give me some shit about Connor Hayward. I don't care.
Well, Blue, you were gone. I just want to make sure I think there's a chance that Don's a hidden Spartans fan. He keeps on putting Connor Hayward in this he's like, oh, we got one Sparty in there, but he knows so much about Connor Hayward. His brother's an All-Pro apparently. His dad was in the NFL. All shit that I didn't know about Connor Haywood.
His favorite fruits, macaroni and cheese.
So
large pizza, obviously, with some French fries on it.
You have to know the defensive tackle or defensive lineman from the Pittsburgh Steelers, Cam Hayward.
Is that it? I didn't know it was his brother.
Yeah, that's his brother.
He also went to Ohio State, so so another reason not to even like him.
Okay, whatever. I don't hold my bias of Michigan the way that you do against the other teams. So
it's okay.
I don't either. I totally agree with picking up Chris Olave. Chris Olave is a great pick for us in this situation, especially with us being needing a receiver. I'm all about it. Once they're in a Lions jersey, they're no longer a Buckeye. But the fact that you put them in 3 different mock drafts, that kind of says something.
It's either that or you have no idea who to take. So you're like, oh, what do I do? Connor.
He is really the only tight end at the combine that I knew.
I honestly didn't even know they were that. I didn't know they were brothers. I had no clue. So
none.
All right.
I do want to talk though real quick. Your logo you made here, your Detroit Lions mock draft thing you got going on there, your background on your desktop there.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it until Blue brought up the fact of the edge rusher for Georgia, his number. I mean, oh wait, Don did slip in the 44 there. I looked at that and I thought that was the SS because it looks like a KISS, SS. So I thought it was like a Super Sport. I thought that's what we're looking at here. But that's actually a 44 you got rocking there, isn't it?
No.
No?
No, this is a template that I found online, and the X's up here just kind of worked with it because I was going with a football one. This is their watermark for the website that I downloaded this from.
Nice.
But I was able to edit this. This is just what they had on their football. And I was able to move stuff around, but that,
So that's not meant to be a 44?
It's not, but it is now.
Yeah, like I didn't see that until Cooch said that. Oh shit, that's a 44.
I thought that for sure was you meant to do it as a 40. As much as you love that number, I'm like, all right, that's what that is.
No,
I looked at it, I'm like, oh, it's like SS there. All right, got it. Then I'm like, wait, no, those are 4s.
Yep, definitely wasn't the plan, but it is now. So
the punches.
All right, I'm gonna try to make this a little bit easier to see on the stream, and there we go. So we're gonna do 7 rounds. It's going fast. I'm not moving any of the
no trades.
Can you click that use defaults though? I just want them to see and understand what I was talking about. So that draft for needs, I brought that down 1 notch down is what I did. I didn't earlier when I was talking about how I did my changes. Just that's what I did. Other than that, and there was no other changes made.
Right. Also, if you wanted to, you could force trades. I messed around. I didn't save it, but I literally messed around and traded for every single first round pick.
There you go. Damn.
It got down like 10 people into the first round, and I was like, I don't know who the fuck else to take anymore for the Lions.
I should have done that, Blue. I should have done that, and then just drafted all the Michigan players, and then submitted it like, all right, this is my draft, and then and you guys would be like, oh, here he goes.
Galeno. I mean, Josh said it earlier that he was surprised that you didn't have.
Yeah. Nope, I saw that.
Hassan Haskins at 5? What?
No, I took mine at a pretty good, there's Michigan players in there, but it was all good, reasons. I think they definitely fit where they're at. So.
Right.
All right. What do we got here?
So Blue said no trades, so we're just gonna go our 7 round picks.
I almost want Hutch to go, just so we are forced to take somebody else for once, because none of us did. We all
Hutch goes every time for me. I don't know why.
Hutch is gone. Well, it's Blue brought it up earlier today. They just re-signed or franchise tagged their one of their offensive tackles. Why? They still need an offensive tackle, but Hutch is gone. So for me,
and we said no trades.
No trades.
No, I know. Let's just draft it as it is. Like, let's just say, Lions, this happens in real life. You can't trade back if nobody wants to.
Yeah. No, then I want me personally, with what we got here, I would rather go Stingley.
My pick would be Hamilton.
You want Hamilton? All right.
Yeah, I think he'll run way better at his pro day than he did. He messed up in his 40. I think he'll be like a 4.4, low 4.4, mid 4.4. He ran like a 4.59, but I think he's fast.
What do we need more? Do we need safety more? Or do we need cornerback more?
I think safety.
I think we need safety more.
We have none signed, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, we lost Will Harris, and currently don't have Tracy Walker signed. And I don't know.
6'4" safety that has range and can tackle. With AJ Parker, Jerry Jacobs and stuff like that, they weren't horrible as backups for our injured secondary. We have enough cornerbacks right now that I think we just need to worry about safety.
I'm just saying, Derek Stingley Jr., his dad was in the NFL, so I mean, if we're gonna draft Connor Haywood at the end here, we might as well draft Derek Stingley as well because his family was in the NFL.
Stingley didn't play much this year, right? Wasn't he hurt or something?
Wow! All of a sudden, Cooch was dropped from the call.
I don't know what happened with Stingley, to be completely honest with you.
He dealt with an injury.
I know that his stock is rising from what I've seen.
Okay, so at 32.
Let's wait until we're updated and we can see it here. We'll let you know.
Oh.
If you're looking at the call, it's on the. You can see it on the call. If you watch. Yep.
That's what I was doing the whole time, actually.
Oh yeah.
Jahan Dotson's gone. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, Jahan Dotson went to the Bengals.
To the Bengals, that ain't gonna happen.
Even though they need an offensive line.
They already got 3 receivers.
We just missed Jordan Davis. You see that to the Chiefs there?
Mm-hmm. Ooh. And Devontae Wyatt.
Let's scroll down who's available. That'll be easier.
Oh yeah, I was just looking at the
See, now this is where if we got Stingley, we could have got that Lewis sign as well.
Yeah, but I think here we'd want to look at an edge rusher.
I don't know. I would go see who's all available.
Yeah, because like the highest edge rusher right there, average draft was 44 or something. So
let's keep scrolling. Let's look a little bit.
So we got Dax.
I'm gonna say if it was up to might be a little early. I'd almost really, I don't know about if it's considered a reach, but I think he's going to run better. Like Don said, he's going to go up. I would almost be looking at Pickens here. I know he's even down a little bit further.
Yeah, but I feel like we could get Pickens at 34.
Yeah, we could definitely get Pickens at 34.
Should, but Jaguars like to fuck us over.
They do. They did get Denard on us.
I mean, we could get Kenneth Walker.
Him and Hayward right here, 32 and 34.
Yes.
Well, let's scroll back towards the top.
So,
who do we got? That's edge or.
So that's why I was looking at. That's why I went to, or I sorted by edge, just to kind of see what edges were left. Out of the ones that I know about in here, the ones that stick out to me the most are Mafe, Benito, and Cameron Thomas.
I think all of them are going to go later than Pickens, though.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I definitely agree. We might be able to get them in the 3rd round. One of them.
What about linebacker? What are we looking at linebacker in this situation now? That's one of our needs is linebacker.
Yeah, Leo Chanel, Christian Harris, linebacker, Brian Asamoah.
Christian Harris, if you click on his name to read his stuff, he's given up like 1,000 yards combined in the last 2 years in receivers against him. That's concerning.
Yeah. The Asamoah, is that the cornerback from the Eagles? Is that any relation there? Do we know?
I have no idea.
That's a different name.
Is it? I thought that was this.
Asumaga? Is that the guy you're talking about?
No. There was what the hell was his name? There was a defensive back for the Eagles that
a while ago.
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah, that's a different name.
So if we're looking at linebackers, I don't want it to be. What about Brandon Smith? What about him? I was looking at him earlier.
He misses a shitload of tackles.
Yeah, I think they did. I did read that earlier. He was like 17% miss or whatever.
Like 1 in 5 tackles miss. I don't think that is a linebacker. Like his size into the first.
I mean, I'm biased. Obviously, we're all biased, but I almost say that we go Dax here.
Double up.
It just like I don't see anything else. There's nothing really like it's like, oh my gosh, we need to get this at this point. Like
I like looking at the best. I would say click on Jalen. Isn't he the one that plays this?
Also, different stops in every game. 2 pass backups. Oklahoma State, Big 12. Feature was a massive reason for the defensive success in 2021. He led the defense backs with 47 stops on the season while playing slot corner in Dave Aranda's defense. So yeah, he's the one playing the slot corner.
31 receptions.
Allowed no touchdowns.
But look at his passer rating in the last 2 years. It's not even 60%. That's quite good.
I wouldn't mind Petrie, but I feel like we could get him at pick 34 too. So I mean,
yeah, I mean, any of these people, it's 2 picks later, so pretty much any of these people.
I mean, I would be fine with taking Pickens here. I just don't feel like we need to double up in the first round on defensive backs. I mean, this would give us Pickens.
That was my first thought. So I mean, 2 versus 1, I guess.
Well, it just gives us Pickens. It gives us a 5th-year option on Pickens if he does blow up.
This dude's pulling out
so
fucking 5th-year options on you.
What do we?
So we're both thinking Pickens.
I had a lot of the top 2 guys right there at receiver. I had those in a decent amount of other mocks. I actually really like Sky Moore and Jalen Tolbert.
Sky Moore's got massive fucking hands, dude. For how big he is. He's 5'10". His hands are 10.5 inches or something like that.
They're the same size as Treylon Burks.
Yeah, he's got massive fucking mitts. I measured my hand. My hand's like 8.5. So his hand is 2 inches fucking bigger than mine, dude.
You got a Kenny Pickett hand. Can't even hold a regular size Whopper, dude.
I know, dude.
Just Whopper Juniors.
Will you hold it for me?
No.
Wow, rude.
Well, I think our vote was Pickens in 2 versus 1. Cooch lost. Bearded Wolverine. Chris. Wolverine.
Just throw all the names out there.
So then here, yeah, I think
so we're in the exact same spot we just were.
Yeah. Because they took fucking Zion Johnson.
Chris is like, who?
They went offensive. Like, they went offensive line. Yeah. I don't know any offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm. I mean, here I would think we could either go with Jalen Petrie. I actually really like Desmond Ridder as a quarterback.
I don't like Ridder. I actually like Corral. I don't like Ridder. Other than his athleticism, Corral would intrigue me.
Here's my, if you want Petrie, right? I think we go Dax instead. Just because Dax can be also that slot corner, but also can play everywhere else. Like, we literally have the ability to put him, like, it's just any package we have him in, we can play it, right? You can play a 4-3 and not have a nickel corner out there and have him be a free safety, and then you can instantly change over to he can now cover that slot receiver. Yeah, he can play that. Jalen Petrie's not going to be able to do that. So that's my reasoning for putting him out there.
He did only allow 1 touchdown.
QB rating.
Oh, true.
I mean, it's not the end all to be.
Oh my god, dude! 81%. He's almost as bad as the fucking guy from that Tariq Woolen, dude.
No, I like his. No, that dude gave up like 5 or 6 touchdowns. I'm all right with Dax. I mean, I like Dax.
I'm not saying we have to take him. I'm just saying that's where, like,
I'd fine if we were going between those two going with Dax, because I mentioned it in all the other drafts we did about the versatility. So it really doesn't bother me at all. Like, I'd be pretty happy.
I'll give you Dax for your Michigan man, since we missed out on a Jabo and fucking Hutchinson.
All right, so what do we've got a receiver. DB, 2 DBs, so we need
linebackers or edge.
Do we have any edge here? I feel like we need that almost. Sam Williams actually is pretty intriguing for me as well. I mean, that might be a next pick. That's
a lot of these are gonna be next picks. Like, if you just look at that average draft position, you can kind of see where they're gonna go
roughly.
Yeah, roughly. I mean, they're gonna change around, because obviously you look at Pascal. Pascal's supposed to be going to 89. Yeah. Some of these they're gonna drop, So
this is I would actually be really interested in either Channing Tindall or Quay Walker here for linebacker.
I like that Anderson guy too.
Troy Anderson, yeah.
Yeah, he played running back and quarterback or something. That's a small dude.
He was a running back and a quarterback, and then moved to linebacker.
Yeah, I like both those other two.
Can you go back to the full? Everybody's available. Okay. What was the size of Justin Ross again? Now that you have it here, and what's he looking like? So he is 6'4". Okay. And what was his stats?
Not good.
500
10 games played.
514 yards.
46 targets. 46 receptions. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a lot of drops or a lot of something going on there. Yep, you're right. A lot
of missed opportunity.
Right.
But he had a great freshman season, so that's why it's tough. This dude I like a lot. Look at that one game: 10 catches, 3 touchdowns.
2 1,000-yard seasons.
Even his freshman year, he wasn't bad.
I mean,
TD getter though, dude. 6 touchdowns.
His freshman year is comparable to this guy's senior year.
You see his yards per reception; they're almost 20. He's a deep play threat. He ran it wasn't a low 4.4, I think. But I don't really want to snag him. If we were in grabber,
I would think we need to go linebacker or edge. I'm not seeing an edge that I'm in love with here.
I like Sam. If you click on him, I think he's. I like Hurries is what I'm looking at.
I mean, he had 13 sacks, so I mean that is comparable to Hutchinson. I'm comparing him to the one guy that I really know.
I mean, he played in the SEC, so if I'm not mistaken, he had a pretty good combine too. If I'm not mistaken.
That's one thing I wish that they would have showed the combine numbers with this. They changed. They made a change where you could see the grading on them, but they're not showing you the combine information. And I wish they would have shown that.
4.46.
That's good.
32-inch vertical. 12-inch.
I mean, he's a speedster, in Don's eyes because he's faster than.
Oh my God! Fuck, dude. I'm saying he looked fucking tight and stiff running that fucking 40. I feel like he should have been faster than that. That's all I was saying. All right. Not saying he's fucking slow. He just looked tight and slow compared to what I was expecting from him.
Click on that Josh Pascal guy. What's his information?
6'3",
278. He's a big boy. What's he got for
6 sacks, 28 hurries?
Only 28 hurries.
He does not get in there. That's what she said.
Well, if you look at his first look thing, it was run stopping. He was one of the top in it.
Pascal has a unique body type for the edge at 6'3", 278. He's a leverage demon who lived opportunities backfields last year and Power 5 leading 12.4% run stop rate. Okay. Most defenses, you have one side that's going to be your defensive, like your run stop end, and then you have the other side that's going to be your blitzer,
more towards get to the quarterback.
So I feel like
because the NFL is going more towards the pass heavy offense.
So I feel like here, if we're going somewhat based off average draft position, because I really like Sam Williams, looking at his combine results, looking at his stats. I really like Sam Williams, but I feel like at 66 we go with a linebacker, and then we should be able to pick him up at 101.
Possibly.
We're wedging a bet there, but I feel like most of the good linebackers are or the well-known linebackers are going to be gone by 101.
Click on Tindall and Quay. Let's look at them real quick.
Yes.
Probably who's going to be one of them.
6'2", 230. Okay.
A little small. Terrible. Only 5 missed tackles.
205 coverage snaps.
And then look at he played mostly in the box. Okay. Played in the slot a few times for covering. Corner 4 times.
Looks like he played what I'm guessing on the edge of the D line. So he played defense end.
Occasionally looks like, yeah. Well, it's mostly just it's a stand-up linebacker spot. That's what it would have been.
Right.
It counts on that,
but he didn't rush a ton as a linebacker either. You know.
Half time he was probably standing up on the edges. It looks like.
Yeah.
All right. What's what Quay then? What's he look like? 6'4", 240.
Good size. 3 missed tackles.
300. Pretty much 300 coverage snaps. Played 90 in the corner, 465 in the box. Or 465. That's 500.
That's 90 slot actually, and then 7 corner.
Oh, I said he had 300 coverage snaps. He had 90 in the slot, and then I said 465 in the box. I didn't look at the corner slot or the corner stat.
What's the 83-2? What is that number? The green highlighted number, like the overall grade 72-1. What's the 83.2? What's that?
Best rated game and worst rated game.
Okay.
I mean, we do have.
So this is like I was telling you earlier, Cooch. I wanna like actually subscribe to this and pay the so then we see all of this information.
Gotcha.
So then we can later on after pro days and stuff we can see all this information and kind of make a better draft out of the 3 of us doing it together. That was my thought process, was to actually subscribe to this so then we can see all this information.
Well, if we're going linebackers, I think Quay is my pick here.
Let's click Troy. Let's check.
Let's check Troy here.
What's his size? 235, so it's not bad.
He's in between the two.
Mm-hmm.
One's 230, one's 240. He's 235.
I think he ran pretty good at the combine. I think he had a good combine too.
Oh yeah, I think he was one of the fastest linebackers. Or he was the fastest linebacker. Yeah, 4.42.
4.2.
I wouldn't expect anything less out of a converted running back, though.
This doesn't even look like a running back. 243 he weighed in at, though.
Yeah.
36-inch. Very, very athletic.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to the combine real quick. Can you just look at the linebackers while we're there? I'm just curious on what their speeds were since we're sitting here.
So Channing Tindall was a 4.47.
4.47.
Quay Walker was a 4.52.
Oh, okay, so they're all pretty good right there.
Yeah. I mean that's the difference between 10 pounds right there too, though. Channing Tindall 10 pounds lighter, Quay Walker 10 pounds heavier. 0.05 seconds.
A step or two.
Yeah.
Well, he weighed in at 241 here, right?
Okay, right.
And he was 243.
No, I'm talking about Quay and Tindall.
Oh, sorry.
Watch, he's bigger now.
Yeah, right.
44.
230.
Right on. So that would be the 11 pounds.
42-inch vert. I'd probably go with one of the Georgia guys.
I would probably go. I mean, my thought process, I would probably go with Tindall.
What was Troy's missed tackles? I didn't see it. Sorry. Ooh, 17 missed tackles. Yeah.
But look at all the tackles he had.
True. He did have a lot more, but
that's
still a lot.
What did he have? 112. Well, I know, but then
assistant tackle the assistant, so that's 145.
Yeah, 145. That's high. But you got to think of if he's that fast and that good, he's probably just racking up tackles on a bad team.
Right. Yeah. You got to look at the stats, the teams you're going against,
We'll get though. You line up in the slot quite often, actually.
Yeah. 97 slot.
In the past, he had 2. I wonder what he played in 2020. He must have been deep.
He also had 3 deep. Whoa, holy cow.
I'd probably go with one of the Georgia guys.
My thought process is Channing Tindall.
Why?
Just for speed, and if he's gonna be like an outside linebacker, he's not. He doesn't cover as much as Quay, but I feel like his speed is gonna help us out with tight ends more than.
You're talking about 0.05 seconds. And Quay fits size-wise, fits the linebacker role better. He's actually 2 inches taller. He's 10 or 11 pounds heavier, and he's missed less tackles. And I would need to look at more of his stats, so how many tackles he had or whatever. But so like right here, Channing Tindall's 41 and 22, so that's 63 tackles he had. All right, so then we're looking at tackles for this guy. That's 66 tackles. So he's actually had more tackles. He missed less.
His overall grades worse, though.
I don't know why. I don't. As I'm saying, like I don't. But I think Quay fits it better. I mean, if you're talking about speed, it's literally 0.05 seconds. I don't think that's very negating. Like that's
actually
there's no.
I think I like Quay a little bit more too. It shows him in 90 times.
Oh, fucking yeah! We gotta get that Kellen guy right there, dude. We gotta get the offensive tackle. We gotta get offensive lineman, don't we?
Not this early, asshole.
Oh,
I think we go with Sam Williams.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's a good pick here. Yep, I agree.
Man, with no trading, this made it really difficult. I think if we would trade back, we probably would have had an easier time.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because when we took, that just changed everything. In the second round, my receiver didn't fall, so we wanted to, like, John Dotson, we would all probably took.
All right, we know who we're taking here. Obviously, Sterling Weatherford.
Matt
Ariza.
Good with, I'm pretty good with Haskins here.
Yeah, there's no reason not to take him.
Ranked higher, his average drafts right at that spot. Here, I like inside lineman myself, or maybe another edge rusher and double dipping in that.
Lucada's good. Click on Gunter. Let's read his stats. I know you said you didn't really know much about him, so let's. Never mind. We're not gonna. Oh, okay. There, just a little bit.
6 sacks,
17 hurries, 1 batted down. I was hoping a little more in-depth description about him.
Small. I don't like.
Is he small?
No, this guy.
Look at what's the size? I didn't see
247?
247 as an edge. Okay.
Didn't do anything though. Like his stats are poo. Whoa, that's an edge.
This is an edge guy. What?
30 hurries.
30 hurries, 9 sacks.
What edge are we talking about? The fuck?
I could have sworn.
I don't think you're gonna find him on here.
I could have sworn.
I've been invited to the combine.
I thought he was.
He ain't gonna be on the vertical charts. Not with that weight. Hell no.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Fucking, did you see
He batted a ball.
Jordan Davis? Fucking.
Don't tell me he batted a ball. Fucking our quarterback has a horrible release height. Like anybody bats a ball against
Did he play us?
him. No, but if he did, he probably would have batted a ball. Shit.
Hey, there's Gunther. I see.
Cade, yeah, Cade, man, he fucking his release is,
All right, let's
is
go
bad
back
in that
to-
regards.
Let's look outside of the.
I just want to, that guy's 320 pounds. This motherfucker's 340 pounds and did the vertical jump.
Yeah, this guy's insane. All right, it's different. I'm not saying he didn't do the vertical jump. I'm just saying you're not going to see him up there on the top.
I wasn't looking for the
rushers.
I wasn't looking for the fucking. That wasn't the top. That was all of them. They did it.
But
He didn't
it's
want
ranked.
to?
Well,
It's
right.
ranked for
And motherfucker, if you looked, I scrolled down.
motherfucker.
I wasn't looking up here. I was looking down here.
No, he was like, he should be on another page, is what he was thinking.
That's what I'm saying. You can't just keep scrolling. You have to go like 3 pages deep.
There wasn't it 3 pages.
I mean, his stats aren't horrible.
No, they're not. But I'm gonna say let's look at other positions.
I mean, if this is college football and I'm recruiting, he obviously fits my defensive line. I am all about that fucking 300 pounders.
Let's look at all the top guys available real quick, not just edge, and see what.
Oh, we're going for the cousin now, huh?
I'm just looking. I mean, this guy. I heard something about this guy. Not much though. Matt Ariza is the top guy.
Nah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sewell
we could always double dip with
178.
Nephi.
Yep.
I mean, we're at 180, so we can continue looking. Or
I mean, no,
So-
I like Nephi there.
I'm okay with double dipping at linebacker because we need linebacker.
Three more picks. Here, I would probably go with an interior offensive lineman. Ben Brown. 1 sack allowed. 5 hurries
Since I'm
allowed.
not going to know much about him, I would probably go with Ben Brown.
He only played 6 games, though. So I wonder what he must got injured.
Well, if you look at all his stats every year, it's really not.
Yeah, true. Cooch, I know you're not high on offensive linemen, but, thoughts?
I don't get high at all for one. So,
Look at the big board. I don't know if we're going to really know many people there.
Well, I know Cooch is going to go with the fucking punter. He's the top of the board.
No. I don't know. The punter, I
Yeah,
go with the
so
last
no,
2
but-
picks. So actually, we can actually save him for the pick 219. Scroll down. So this is where I got that Dejon Dixon. I saw him around that area.
Ben Brown.
Yeah, I mean that's Ben Brown's fine with me. What was the other offensive lineman that we had up there? Go back to that interior offensive lineman. So we got Ben Brown. I mean the rest of them, yeah, they're all average draft spots are pretty low. So yeah, Ben Brown works for me. What about the tackles? Yeah, anybody? What about that Austin Duke? Yeah, what's his stats look like?
Duchalusis.
No sacks allowed in all 12 games.
14 hurries? Jesus.
But he's a tackle in comparison,
I
though.
know.
Like
I
you're
know.
gonna
A lot
have
of sacks the last 2 years, but they probably threw it more as well. No, they didn't. Yeah, I'm a fan of him. Plus, we need more depth. I feel like on the inside.
Right. We can go with Stuber. We'll put Stuber in there.
the Stoobs. Only 1 sack allowed, 7 hurries.
I think he's more of a tackle though too.
Oh, he definitely is.
Yeah, I don't know if you want somebody that's 6'7" sitting in the fucking guard position.
I know.
Fucking dinking it off the back of his helmet at every fucking throw.
Imagine
Yeah.
6'7" guard
Yeah.
with Cade
Tell-
playing.
Talk to Kate about that. Yeah, right.
Ben Brown. Send it.
Yep.
All right.
Look on receivers. Let's go look at who's all left there. We could easily double dip there because we need some.
This is it. That's all it's there.
Let's
Ooh,
just do the
Tompkins.
Christopher
That's
Newman,
Utah State. Never mind. I thought it was Penn State.
91 grade. It's not bad.
71 receptions out of 108 targets. So
8 touchdowns.
Over 1,000 yards.
I don't hate this guy. I don't hate his stats.
Right. But his stats are coming against a shitty team. Look at that.
Smaller teams. We're not going to say shitty teams. We're going to say smaller teams.
It's better that he put up stats than somebody that, if we go look at some of these other, maybe a big school that didn't put up stats, I'll take the guy with production.
Like Rambo?
This is the guy I was going to say, Rambo. No, he put up stats.
He put up better stats.
Well, 1 year he did. His freshman year was good too, though. Actually, he's not bad looking. What about Bo? I don't think he's done nice.
Well, he's consistent.
Yeah, but it's also Rutgers.
Right.
Ooh, he's real small. I'm gonna go with him. Yeah. No, he put up some crazy stats though, but 8.
I mean, what about that Kevin Austin? Let's see what he's done.
Not bad. Not a lot of catches.
Not bad, but I like this Dejon Dixon.
I like Rambo or him. I don't know. Let's go look at
the only reason. So the only reason I like Dejon Dixon is his height.
Well, I know, but we already took
George Pickens.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of somebody that can help give us other options. It's not just a big dude.
Let me do this. Rambo was
right there. Nicholls State. You passed Nicholls State.
I was looking for Rambo. Calm down.
4.57.
I don't think he was what.
I mean, he's slower than Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson's slow, so we don't want this guy.
Slower than what? He was faster.
Isn't it 800? Oh no, it was
Ajabo.
Ajabo ran a 4.5. My bad.
All right, let's look at the other dude.
Both my Michigan boys. All right, back off.
This guy's even slower.
4.62.
Slower than Ojabo. But is pretty big. Fine with just taking him size at least. He's actually only 6'3".
He's only 6'3" here. Yeah.
I've been fucking lied to. No.
His arm. Yeah. Oh man, you closed out of that or no? What was Rambo's? Because the other guys, his arms are 32. What was the other guy's arms? Because I mean, that's gonna be something that go up and grab a fucking.
Grab some balls.
32.
So he's actually 30. The other guy's got longer by a little bit, only by a couple of inches, or half inch or whatever. I mean, yeah, up to me.
Bend it.
Last pick of the draft.
A tight end.
Oh gosh.
I was thinking that actually. No.
What about Grant? Click on Grant Calcaterra. What's his information there? Ooh, damn. 6'5". I'm all about that.
Not a great grade.
No, definitely not a great grade. I wonder what his blocking and stuff looks like though. It doesn't show that here.
I'm buying tight ends. Let's go look at just get a physical guy and that's it. It's not Cameron Hayward. Derek, nobody cares about them. Oh.
Jelani Woods is up there.
Yeah, see, I told you I picked him for a reason, guys.
4'6",
6'7". Holy fuck!
Good back.
He's a giant.
Potential to develop into a starter. They even give him a good grade. Pretty good grade.
And his 40-yard dash is a 4.61. That's not bad.
Was he one of the faster ones? I think.
Second.
That's it.
I say we go Jelani Woods.
Let's click on him. Let's see what his stats look like as well while we're here. Is this guy a fucking sleeper here or what? 270 almost. Good grade.
8 touchdowns.
Not bad at all. Well,
not for a tight end.
Machine, probably because he's 6'7". Why is he?
I mean, that adds another red zone threat too, though. Yeah, we need somebody like a fucking.
We're going with Jelani Woods,
dude.
Well, yeah, when you go with those big formations, a quarterback rollout, you just toss one up to one of your big tight ends.
Yeah.
We got Chris away from picking a punter.
We got Brandon away from picking a Connor Haywood.
Hayward. Hey, word. Word.
Sure.
They did not like Sam Williams. Jeez.
Or Ben Brown.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's average.
They were both rated right around those.
Yeah.
Though. Hey, go to the combine stuff real quick again. Go to DNs. Click on Sam Woods. I want to see what it says like or shows like for him when you click him. Like, what's his grade on here? Eventually be a plus starter. When then can we find that fucking Brown guy there? The fucking
Ben Brown?
Brown guy. Yeah, Ben Brown. Just sounded funny.
Wait.
Ole Miss. Is that what he played for?
Yeah.
Might be easier to do that.
He probably didn't run the 40.
He's pulling, man. Better.
Go
down.
Probably in the O's. Ole Miss.
Not new.
No, there's no Ole Miss guys in the 40, so I know there was somewhere there was an Ole Miss guy.
He probably just wasn't at the combine.
I could have swore I looked at him.
Maybe the only thing he did was the 60-yard shuttle.
No, nobody did that.
All right. First, go to quarterbacks and let's see what Ole Miss is even put under. If it's Mississippi or Ole Miss.
It's under Mississippi.
So Mississippi doesn't even show up at all in this thing. So Matt Corral didn't even go there?
No, he's injured.
Okay. So yeah, I don't. Did Mississippi even show up at any of this stuff? Like,
no, they're just like, no, we're all right.
Ole Miss didn't have anybody show up.
Somebody did.
Holy shit! There he is. The fuck? Why did it take so long to get to that? He's up top.
That's Sam Williams.
That's Sam Williams. We're looking for Ben Brown. We were looking for Ben Brown.
Oh yeah, you're right. So wait, is Ben Brown? Ben Brown was Ole Miss. Okay, yeah.
What about what Sewell do? At the
below average.
Candidate for bottom of the roster or practice squad, dude.
He's a
damn
team guy though.
But look, I mean, he's a fucking tiny guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. That's a problem at linebacker.
We got him for his special teams though.
I mean, we got an A- for him. I mean, so. I mean, we got a fucking D for Sam Williams.
What was our
and a C- for George Pickens? A B.
I think it'll be interesting to see if we did this exact draft as well, but I don't know if we'd be able to get the same guys because they could get drafted. If we could do this same thing, but see what the grades would be right before, after the pro days and everything, see if any of them move up.
Well, that's what I want to do. That's the next show that I would like to do with you guys is to do a draft like we did tonight.
I know, but I'm saying I wish we could have these exact same guys in these same spots and see if they've moved up, essentially, like letter grades, and see what.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, like, so we could do these. What we can do is we can try to recreate this exact same draft, but we also, after pro days, we draft according to how we feel everything is going at that point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll do 2 drafts at the end of it. We'll go over, because I'm assuming you're gonna want us to do our own little drafts like we did this last time, right? Maybe not as many. We'll do a couple.
Yeah, I would say at the most we would do two apiece.
Two apiece.
I think
of
2
our
apiece
own.
is a lot better than 4.
Yeah. So we'll do that of our own, and then we'll go over those, and then we'll do our own draft, trying to recreate this exact draft, see how the grade looks then, and then we'll do our how we feel the Lions should go. The 3 of us putting our 3 heads together.
Well, what we can just try to redo this. I can try to redo this draft. I have it saved, so I have the picture saved of it. So I can try to recreate it before the stream as well. So then that could be the first thing we go over before we jump into the new drafts.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So yeah. It's 12:30. I feel like most of us are going to want to go to bed soon. So,
yep.
I'm going to bed after this.
Guys,
for sure.
Thanks for joining me in this, shenanigans of a mock draft. Hell, when it comes down to it. And I appreciate you hanging out. Chat, thanks for hanging out. Josh, thanks for, chatting it up with us while we're here. We're going to end that on that, and that's the YouTube video. Love you, show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, have a good one. You're welcome.